So, guys, hey, welcome to episode 25 of the GhettoRig podcast. Today we have a very good friend of mine, someone that I guess is like family to me now. Well, not like you officially had a child with one of my cousins, so officially family.
And he's related.
And he's a cousin to my girlfriend, so on both sides I'm kind of stuck with him, which is we can get into later. But yeah, we brought him on today. You're gonna be 25 soon, right? Yeah.
Yes.
He has his CDL. We'll ask him a little more about that. Tell us a little about yourself, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin. So we usually the format is we'll start like with questions since you were little, whatever, just kind of like about your life and stuff like that. So just kind of start from the beginning and how you got to where you are.
Yeah, because
today.
So I don't know if you remember much, but you weren't born here. Talk a little bit about that.
No, I was born in Cuba, and
How old were you when you came over to the United States?
came very young. I was like 2, almost 3.
Okay, yeah, you don't remember.
Oh, so you went to high school and everything here?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yeah, everything here. But yeah, I don't remember anything from the trip. It was, by what I hear, a crazy trip. 2 people passed away on that trip here, and
Who
I just
came?
fine
It was
with
you.
my
I
mom
know
and
your mom came with you. It was just you two, or
my
anybody else
dad-
came on that trip?
My dad and a few other, not really close family members.
Okay, so your dad came with you and your mom as well at the same time. You guys came by boat,
Yeah,
right? At the
speedboat.
time.
So I'm sure you don't
Speedboat.
remember the stories, but I'm sure your parents have told you the stories. So can you tell us a little bit, if you want to tell us the stories, because you said 2 people died on it. That's kind
Yeah,
of like
one
crazy.
of
You just kind of skimmed over, hey, 2 people
Yeah.
died on it. Like, what? What?
the one of the ladies died, almost getting to the United States. Like she slipped and fell,
Damn.
getting into the boat and like hit her head, and the blood loss is what killed her. And the other lady was some old lady. She had like a heart attack on the way there, on the way back, on the
Damn.
way to the United States. So
That's
How long
crazy.
was the trip? Like, how long did that whole thing take? Do you
a couple
remember?
hours, but I don't really.
Yeah, you're
I
not
don't
gonna
really
remember.
remember
No,
that.
not
yeah.
him, but like, have you
Yeah.
like heard your parents tell you the
Yeah,
story?
but it was when I was younger. I don't really
Do you know?
ask those.
Did
stories,
they
yeah.
ever mention to you how many, like, how big was this speedboat? We're talking how many people were fitting? Because I imagine like they're fitting the max. So
About maybe 20 something, 30 people.
yeah, way too many people on. Probably talking about what, like a max maybe 14 to 17
mean,
foot little speedboat.
Maybe bigger. No, no,
Bigger?
13.
Where did they drop
Probably
you off in
20-something.
Miami?
Drop us off close enough to walk to the shore.
And you just kind of booked.
Not really. That's when like the ice or whatever comes, they pick you up, they take you to a place and take your information, whatever, and then they let you go.
Oh,
after a
shit.
while.
Yeah, because especially back when you came, they had the whole thing where if you can touch land,
Touch land, you're
Good, yeah.
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
they have a saying in Spanish for it. What is that? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but I can't.
Pie seco algo.
Yeah.
Pie seco, pie mojado, something like that.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard that, yeah.
Something about that, like your foot being wet or whatever, signifying you're safe when it's dry. So, basically, if they catch you on the way before you get to the coast, from what I've heard, right,
Mhm.
they'll
They can
they'll send you back. They'll send you back. But if you get to the land, they can you claim asylum from the dictatorship of Cuba.
Damn, that's crazy. And then you guys came to Miami. Did your parents and you live in Miami, or?
For maybe a day or 2, and then we came straight to St. Pete.
Oh, you-
'cause Emily's mom was living here, and we
Okay.
came straight
Okay.
to live with them.
Did they come pick you up, guys, or you just
Yeah.
kind? You,
They went
That's
to Miami, picked us
oh,
up.
so they knew you were coming. So like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
they already planned
yeah, it
or
was
waiting.
planned, yeah.
Yeah.
And I've heard like my mom's side of the story,
Mm-hmm.
like hearing like, oh, they just got picked up, this and that, and just sitting there at home waiting for hours, just not knowing anything, not knowing nothing. Because like once they got there, like then they called and they were like, oh yeah, we arrived or something like that. But they didn't have contact with them. So my mom like just remembers sitting there just waiting to see what was gonna happen, if they were gonna be able to make it like to shore fine without getting caught and all that.
Do you remember how much that whole trip cost your parents?
I think for both, I heard some numbers, so I think for both my parents and me, it was maybe around 15,000.
Jesus Christ!
And that was your
That was
2, 3
25 years,
old.
like
So
23
you're talking
years
about
ago.
22 years ago.
Yeah,
That's
in
a lot of
2000,
money.
bro. It's a lot from Cuba.
Yeah.
Shit, $14,000.
And-
Paid that from here.
Huh?
They paid that from here.
Damn.
They pay that here. They go pick us up, and then my parents paid it back.
And like, see, because with that, they could have been like, all right, thank you, we're not doing shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, technically, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the driver of the boat was like a family friend or something. I feel like I remember hearing
I
that.
don't know.
I don't know.
Damn. All right, so then you came here, elementary school, middle school, kind of grew up.
So
here.
you lived your whole life, St. Pete, right? So you went to we went to the same middle school and high school as well. So after high school, what'd you do?
Started off working valet with.
Oh, yeah.
your
With
brother
these
got
guys,
me
yeah.
into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Your brother got me into it. That's where I started really kind of making my money. And I just always liked
forgot about
driving. I
that.
just always liked cars. And it just kind of
I remember,
like
like,
a young
so-
18-year-old first job kind of thing.
So Kevin's a few years older than me, clearly, and so he was 2-3 grades ahead of me. So when he was done with school already, like I was still in high school, and like hearing him be like, "Yeah, I got to drive the new Tesla." Like especially back then when Tesla was like the new thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
and
first
dude, that
coming
thing
out,
is
yeah.
nasty. It's like, oh man, that sounds sick. And like he would send me pictures of like badass BMWs. You got to drive a Lambo, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the day he sent me, got to drive the Lambo, he was like sending me the Snapchats. I was like, you motherfucker, I wish.
Now, let me ask you this, because after that job, no matter what car I hop into, I'm like, whatever. You know what I mean? You getting
feel
the same thing?
way. I feel
Yeah.
the same way because I've been in Ferraris, I've been in McLarens, I've been in a lot of stuff from just that job. So then a lot of other cars just feel kind of normal.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, when you to me, even when you hop in like a Ferrari or a Lambo or McLaren, now, because I've driven so many of those, even now when I hop in, I was like, all right. And then at this point, like, because McLaren, right? For example, I dislike McLarens a lot because the way like that middle column is set up,
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. Like you're paying $300,000 for a car that the screen is like worse than a Nokia screen back in the day when you used to play the Snake. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, it's like $300,000 for that because at one point you start already thinking like you start picking the car apart, finding like
Yeah.
I don't like this, I don't like, but
I
it's a
don't-
McLaren. You know what I mean?
I don't look at McLaren as, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't look at McLaren as one of the like like supercars like Lamborghini or Ferrari that appeal a lot to like the luxury side. I feel like they're very like fast, like sport, like they're
Yeah.
like some of their cars, like people love to complain about how they're comfortable they are because it's like meant for like the track. Like you don't drive this car on the daily at all.
No,
Like it's not meant for that.
Yeah, it's not a car that's meant for that.
Especially when you start getting into, I mean, any McLaren, I feel like, even starting at like, what is the lowest, like the 520 or 720S, like their lowest model, like even then you look at that car and you're like, what, this thing looks like it belongs in a video game.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's just I think you just develop a calluses, kind of like nurses develop a calluses to people being sick and passing away.
Oh, that's for
You know
sure.
what I mean? You just
That's for
develop
sure.
a calluses to that. But I will do say, even though like Lamborghinis, they're cool. It's a Lamborghini. They don't impress me as much as they used to. Even though I do think the Lambos are Lambo probably is my favorite car, just because when you get inside the Lambo, it seems like it's made for the driver. Like, fuck the passenger. Fuck everybody else. It's just for you. Which I really like that. Because it's designed for you to drive the car. Like all the amenities are just
Yeah.
for you.
So you got into valet. After valet, I mean, I don't know what you did, but, what'd you do?
I think I worked at like a farmer's market for a little while.
Oh, right. I'm wrong. I thought it was the I moved instantly to the Stone.
Yeah,
With
I
Donnie.
forgot about that.
Yeah, you're
worked at
right.
a
You
farmer's
worked,
market
but
for-
damn, wasn't
It's
the
the
farmer's
one right
market
by
before
here.
valet?
I don't think so.
No, I'm tripping. I mean,
Boy, what'd you do in a farmer's market?
Just restock.
Okay.
Like unloading the
Restocking on
truck
a
and
small
stuff,
little
right?
farmer's market.
Which-
Which like right up here.
Yeah.
Oh, Sue's Market?
Yeah, Sue's Market. He used to work there.
I like Sue.
Loading,
Sue's cool.
unloading I love getting the dried strawberries from there. They're so good.
Yeah.
Super. super
I don't know.
good.
I just like
Yeah, he,
getting
he showed
everything
me
from
that.
Yeah, it's so then you did the farmers market, and then when did you meet? When did you meet? Now you're,
My
b-
cousin Gabriela.
Yeah, Gabriela. Was it during that time or before?
No, it was during when I was working with Granite. That's when I met her. But after the farmer's market, I worked a little bit of construction with my cousin, her older brother.
Right.
Did
Yeah,
a
you
little
work
bit
with
of
one.
everything
Say.
with him.
Forgot about that too.
And then after that is when I started doing the stone, and I spent a good 2 years working with Granite, making like
Ain't that the truth, Izzy Wind? Fancy cars are impressed by me. My buddy. So you met her then, and then and then you had the baby, right?
yeah, we had the baby like
Were you still at the Granite place when you had the baby?
um
Noah?
actually
No,
I
you
wasn't.
were trucking already at your house,
Yeah.
right? So,
And
So what would you say was the catalyst to get into trucking? Because I really like this idea,
just
and
the
I'm
money,
gonna.
honestly the money, because if you would have asked me 10 years ago about trucking, I would have said no right away. But the money just feels too good to be true, just driving. And I mean the school was cheap as well, and you can finish it in like 3 months.
Oh shit.
the
Okay, cool.
so
So
talking about the school, uh, I remember you mentioned the other day, like the place that you went to, isn't doing the same license that you have anymore. That they're only giving classes for the
Class A.
Class A license, which is the bigger trucks, like with the trailer and stuff. So for those who don't know, explain the difference between like A, B, and C
It's all in the weight.
in the weight.
Just
Okay.
the weight of the amount of like tons you can carry. I mean,
So if you
mine-
get a Class A, can you drive a Class B and
Yeah.
C?
when you get a Class A, you can drive everything below, because you're getting the highest weight, so you can drive all the weights under that.
Yours is a B, right?
Yeah.
Class B.
I
So
can't
what
go
is
past 70,000?
what is Class C? Isn't that like
Regular cars.
on regular license?
Class C is
No.
regular license.
Class C, you can take out your Class C for like
Or no?
smaller buses or like smaller cargo.
No, ours
vans.
is Class E.
E. So
Yeah.
there's a D, Class D as well. Then, no.
No, I think E is the lowest, which is ours.
Hmm.
What about motorcycles? Is that like a special?
That's just
What?
a special thing they put on your normal Class E.
Oh, okay.
Okay, gotcha.
So wait. So you're technically not allowed to drive a semi, or is it a semi or semi with the
I'm not allowed to go past 70,000 pounds.
which is what? What would be considered a 70,000 plus?
I mean the weight.
The weight.
No, I
So-
understand, but like
I
what
thought you weren't.
type of a
I
truck?
thought you
would it-
weren't just like, for example, I thought it was the. I knew it had to do with the weight as well, but I thought, like, for example, the semi trucks that you're talking about, like a traditional 18 wheeler, even if it's under
Is
the
it 18 or
7
16? 18.
18 with the like is the biggest, right? With the big ass trailer that has
Mhm.
the trailer is not independent, but they move, like a trailer
So
versus
can you
where your
drive
dump
that?
truck is all one, right? Kind of like a normal car or whatever. But I thought it had to do with that as well, like being a separate thing.
It might. I've honestly never put any effort into that because I don't want to go long road at all. Like what I do,
Yeah,
I
and all
stay
those
local.
kinds of
Yeah,
that
although you
that's
have to
that
go to,
section.
like, Texas
Yeah, that
and-
section of trucking is all long road because
So
like,
lem-
it doesn't do anything to do with construction usually. I mean, it can, but yours is more of like dirt
Local,
milling,
yeah.
concrete, asphalt.
So let me
whatever.
ask you this: Can you, let's say you said 70,000 pounds? Can you drive a semi truck that's loaded only 70,000 pounds? Which probably makes no sense to load it halfway, but if it's loaded only 70,000 pounds,
That's what I was
I-
asking him. Yeah.
I think I could, but I think I would have to take out maybe a different kind of endorsement on
I
my
gotcha.
Class B for like tractor trailer.
Gotcha.
and plus you probably
gotcha.
don't have to deal with like you can drive only X amount of hours during the day, like because I know like the long haulers, they like to have to carry like a log of how long they've been driving and how many miles they've been doing, because otherwise they can get in trouble for that,
Uh-huh.
right? Well, you
That's
don't have
like-
to worry about it
that's
because
like
you.
Uber
I don't, it's
drivers
just
too.
local.
Uber drivers, they can only drive, I think it's like for 12 hours. And then when they do those 12 hours, they have to rest for at least like 6 or 8 or I don't know.
Mhm.
But like it literally will block off and be like, you're not allowed to drive anymore. And it'll have like a time of like your resting time.
Mhm.
And you're supposed to, in that period,
Which-
sleep and do whatever.
I mean, it makes sense because I mean, I've with my other job, like there were trips that I took to Georgia, trips to Georgia. I didn't fly to Georgia, just drove, because I have this thing. If it takes 4 hours to get somewhere, I'll drive. But if it takes more than 4 hours, then I'll fly. Because by the time you get to the airport, by the time you wait around, take the plane, unload, get your luggage, it's already 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Do you have you thought about getting your own truck yet, or like anything like that, or like have you intend on doing that anytime soon?
Yeah, I do. Of course, I do. I mean, a lot of people that get into trucking rarely want to. People rarely want to stay as just a
Working
driver.
for under somebody else,
under
right?
somebody, because once you see the amount of money that you can make owning the truck and working it yourself, basically doing the same thing,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, and then like
night
that
and day.
large leap is really just getting the license, right? Everything else is, LLC bullshit and getting the truck.
exactly, everything else is really easy.
Is have you looked into like what are like the special licenses, insurances and stuff like that you have to like obtain to have this truck per se
Like
legally?
liability insurance and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You just have to have some crazy trucking insurance, which is a lot of money a month. It can, I mean, for new drivers, you would have to pay just to start it, maybe like 5,000-6,000.
A month.
Not a month. That's just to start.
Just to get the policy
Like a
started.
down
just to get the
payment, I
policy
guess you could
started,
say.
and then after that, you got to pay like a 1,500 a month.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
But I mean,
So would you say
It's a big
insurance
business
and the
and-
cost of the truck are probably your largest expense, or insurance and maintenance, or
I mean,
what would you
there's
say?
also diesel. Diesel has gone up now too, so maybe you spend like $150 in diesel a day.
So, but I'm sure that pretty much like that factors into the actual load load carry price, right? Like I'm sure you factor that in, no?
Yeah, they pay for it since the diesel went up. I mean, the prices for trucking and everything has gone up as well.
yeah, of course, it's gonna reflect
Everything
that.
has gone up.
And what would be like an average truck in your industry? What would that cost?
Like an average truck.
Or like how much? Because I mean, you got trucks that you could buy all the way from the '90s to now, that are still running.
I mean,
How much what is your truck like? What year is it from? And
The
how
truck-
much would it cost now, like on the used market?
the truck that I'm driving right now, for somebody else, of course, not my truck. It's a 2008 Peterbilt, and
PW.
But it
on
big-
Facebook Marketplace, I saw one the other day for $120,000.
Same year.
Same year, same truck, same color, same.
125 grand for a 2008.
Yo, this is
How
this
many
is
miles?
why when Elon came and said, "Yeah, mine are gonna cost what do you say, 130,
Around there.
130 to
Everyone
140."
was just
Everybody's
buying
like,
one.
"What the fuck are you talking about, bro? That's a $250,000 truck." You know what I mean? Like, and so we'll see what he does.
But
Would
I
you
will tell
buy a
one thing, that
Tesla?
The trucks that I drive, the dump trucks, they do cost a little bit more than just a regular semi.
Oh, okay, because the semi is not with the trailer; it's just the semi.
Because you have
And
all
yours
those
is a dump
hydraulics
truck
in
that
them now.
everything is all together. You're not picking up and grabbing; you're just dumping in.
Everything.
Right. So they actually cost more than
Than a regular semi.
'Cause
Okay.
you have all those hydraulics probably in the back,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like
that's
to
what he's
lift
talking
and stuff
about.
like that. So
Mhm.
that Ultratech probably costs
Yeah.
money. Now, would you get a Tesla semi?
I mean,
If you got the money for it, why not?
yeah.
But you don't
kinda
even
like
drive the
that.
semi trucks. You know what I mean? Like
It's
so-
gonna take over
If
everything.
they
electric's
made a
gonna take
Tesla
over
dump
eventually.
truck, would you buy
if
it?
they made
Yeah,
a
if they
Tesla
made a
dump truck,
Tesla dump truck, would you get
but
it?
that one would cost probably 180. Because like he was talking about, on average, they actually cost more.
I mean, shit,
they
if
would
even
have
if it
to
costs
find a way
180, huh?
for-
Hey, you never know. The government might give you some tax refund or something.
Yeah, that too. What and like imagine the money you'd save on diesel. Like
Yeah.
woof. Like how you just said, $150 a day. Like
Yeah, but for those you need special chargers. I think like the
yes.
version 4 chargers or
Yeah.
whatever, because it requires so
And how
much
many?
electricity.
How many? I wanna, Mika, can you look this up for us? How many miles did Elon say
500, I think.
that thing was gonna get on a charge? And how many miles do you think you drive a day, Kevin? Like on average with your trips and stuff? Because I know you're not like most people think. Oh, he's driving all day. No, for you as a local trucker, I mean, explain it. But like, you're not really driving all day. Explain why.
No, it's not, because what I do is take asphalt to where they're gonna repave the road. So I spend a good amount of day just sitting at the job sites or sitting at the plant waiting for the load.
Yeah.
According to Tesla.com, with less than 2 kilowatts per mile of energy consumption, semi trucks can travel up to 500 miles on a single charge.
And did it say at what load? Like, is this because like if the thing has no load on it, like doesn't make any sense? You know what I mean?
That's true. Let me check.
Yeah.
So
How
You
many
say-
miles you say? Sorry, my
But
bad.
yeah, I was saying I spend most of my day just sitting places, just waiting for it to be my turn. But on an average, I'd say 150, max 200 a day.
Yeah, and if you could get back to the yard, hook it up to the charger, and you probably wouldn't even need to. You'd probably drive if, let's say, if
2
they're
days,
saying
3 days?
500 on an average load. Let's say heavy load, you get 300. So you can still split
2
that
days.
between 2 days. Be charging it every other day. I'm sure that's still whatever that cost is of the charger and stuff would be less than diesel.
But I'm sure either
Yeah.
way you could just go and plug it in because I'm
Question
sure once
though,
it-
what is a
According-
what would 2023 Peterbilt cost right now dump truck?
I haven't even looked. But I'm
he's like
pretty
he's
sure
like I don't look
they're-
at 20-foot yachts. Why would I look at 40-foot yachts?
Yeah.
Why would I look at that?
Right. But I don't know. I know they're more than
Let's see.
200,000.
There is a,
Yeah, I'm assuming
um,
they're probably $250,000.
There's a website
what
that's called InsideEVs.com that says, according to Elon Musk, the Tesla Semi should be able to travel 500 miles when loaded with cargo.
500 miles while loaded.
Well
Okay.
loaded.
So, what is your model? It says here like 389, 567. What is it?
It's 380 something. I'm pretty
389. That's what I see here. Model 389 Peterbilt.
Yeah. So
200 grand or more. Yeah. Yeah.
so ideally, what is your so you said you want to get into the business, right? Would you say like having a kid and like being serious with your girl and things like that? Would you say that was kind of like a push or a kick to actually tighten your belt and then try to get where you need to go?
Yes, I would definitely say that it has kicked in that
Basically made you grow up faster.
exactly that. But also, I would say it kind of slows you down to take bigger risks because you have a lot more to lose.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's a
Makes you
big
tighten
kick
up.
in the butt. It's a big kick
In
in
a
the butt,
sense.
but it just makes you think about things a lot more before actually diving into it.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure you've been like for the good part of the past months and years while you've been doing the trucking, you've been saving up, right? Like for
Yeah,
this
yeah,
for
of
this
course.
for this whole thing.
Of course, yeah. I've been going for about 2 years now, two and something. But just slowly. Also, we have a house. I'm trying to fix my car. There's a lot of things that
Two
do
kids.
take
so-
away from the money, but slowly but surely it's been getting there.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, I know you told me like recently that you were like looking already into like looking around the market, like what you're gonna have to like get into, kind of thing.
Exactly,
Not necessarily ready to buy, but
They got a question: when will Jay grow up? Jay probably not gonna grow up. Jay uses condoms, so he doesn't have to worry about growing up.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while to mature.
Yeah. I have an
That'll be the one.
anti-preventative Jay grow up method. But so you've been saving up for a while. Like, see, this is what I like, because you're super young, like you're in your mid-20s, not even yet, and you're already like thinking about like the future, right? Like, what would be your projection next 5 years? You know what I mean? Like, what do you think you're gonna be at? Because my understanding is you're pretty close to getting all this up and running, right? Like, if not within this year, but next year for sure. No?
Yeah, for sure. But in the next 5 years, hopefully I'll have maybe 2 or 3 trucks under me, have other people driving, and maybe I'll be able to get off of the truck and have 3 people driving, or
Mm-hmm.
you just have to worry about maintenance.
So what's the progression in that business? Obviously, you got to find the jobs, you got to build relationships and things like that.
Yeah, of course.
What's the progression of that? Like looking in the past and companies you work for, people you talk to, like how long did it take them to get up and running where they say, okay, well, now I'm semi-comfortable. Now I can start like pushing the gas pedal to the
Yeah,
floor
like,
and
how long-
start.
How long has your boss been doing this, for example?
I mean, he's been at it for quite a while, more than about a decade, I'd say, or around there. But
How many trucks does he have?
him and his stepson have a total of 6. They're in it together. So, but to answer Jay's question, I've seen people get into this trucking thing, and in about a year, if they don't have a lot of stuff to worry about, in a year and a half, they'll have their own truck and already foot to the floor, like making money and just investing into other stuff and doing this and doing that.
That's cool. And like I think I'm sure like having this good habit of when you've been like squirreling away money and Like if you continue doing that, I'm sure like it won't. It would be no time. You got a
No,
couple of
for
trucks up and
For
running.
a truck, you're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to have some type of cushion to back up on because anything can happen to one of those trucks at any moment. You know.
Yeah, because for example, let's talk about tires. How much does it cost changing tires on a truck?
For brand new, that's a lot of money. You're probably paying around $1,200 for a tire, just one tire.
Per tire.
Per
Per
tire.
tire.
And how long those tires would usually last you?
Good year and a half, 2 years,
And
depending on how.
And then they
how rough you're
resurface the
using it.
tires, or do you get new ones again? How does that? Because with cars, it's like you know, you
can
just get new.
resurface tires, but if you're buying brand new ones, you might as well just go ahead and buy new ones again because resurfacing tires are only gonna last you a couple months.
Okay, so it's almost not worth it.
It's not. It's
What
not
about like the maintenance on a truck a month? Like what does that look
Um,
like?
just re-greasing everything, making sure there's no leaks, no air leaks. Air leaks are like the main thing because your brakes
Yeah,
are
the
on air.
compressors and stuff like that.
But the greasing you can do yourself. Like my
Yeah.
dad used to do it, but now he just pays somebody to do it
How
for him.
how often do they does, for example, the state require you to like get checkups on your truck done?
Once a year.
Once a year only? Okay, I thought it'd be more often than that.
Once a year.
For
The
that, do you,
state once a year. Some jobs require like a monthly inspection.
Oh,
It
okay.
depends on the job site is.
Got you.
The job that you're working for, what they require.
so with this, do you go to like a special place, or they have like special, I don't know, like special car mechanic shops that you go to that are certified? Is
Yeah.
that what it is?
Yeah.
And all that costs money, obviously. What's an
Yeah.
average cost for that?
I don't know, but maybe a couple hundred dollars. I'd say $300-400 to get that. checked
No, and
out.
I hope you guys are paying attention because he's talking about a couple of hundred here, a couple of hundred there, and he's still trying to get into that business. So obviously, there is a good chunk that falls back into your pocket. Otherwise, you wouldn't do it, right? Like if you were basically working for free.
What have you in your 2 years and change of being in the business, like what have you seen on the trucks that goes bad the most, like often? Like what part, or that you would be
He
like,
said the air. He said air is super important.
oh right, you've
Yeah,
had
it's
some,
super important
hey,
to keep up on it. That's the
But
thing.
Yeah, like, so let's talk a little bit about your little air brake scandal. The day that your brakes didn't want to cooperate, or not their brakes necessarily, but
Yeah,
Did you
there
see
was
his
one
face? He
time
just
that
went,
I-
I was hoping you ain't gonna ask me about
There was one
that.
time that I had quite a scare with that. I was just driving normally, and supposedly the when your air tanks get low, you're supposed to have an alarm that goes off, and the alarm wasn't working, and you don't know that it's not working unless it's about to go off,
yeah,
and it didn't go off. I wasn't paying attention when I went to go press on the brakes. Like it only braked like the tiniest bit, like all the way down. And I was like, oh shit, this isn't right. This isn't right. So when I started looking, like I had no air in the tanks, and there was the pressure release valve. When the tanks get full, it's supposed to go off so that no more air goes into it, and it was stuck open. It was
Oh,
stuck open,
shit.
so it was just all the air that would go into the tanks just automatically coming out.
yeah.
Wait,
And-
so when you drive, that's what collects the air? Is that how it happens? You don't
No,
fill it
no,
up?
when you drive, yeah, it has an air compressor
Mhm.
in the engine that fills up air tanks, and when the air tanks are full, all the air that's coming in, that's still coming in, it just releases some so that
Mhm.
it doesn't, it doesn't overfill. The
That's
tanks.
cool.
Because his brakes use like a pressurized air system.
No, I get it. I
versus-
just didn't know if you had
yeah.
to like plug it in while you like filling up diesel.
No,
you
it
also
has a
plug it in.
compressor
It
on,
has a compressor in the
on
engine.
the car here.
That's pretty cool.
And yeah.
Well, I
so
guess
that
it's pretty
pressure
cool
relief
until it
valve
doesn't work.
was stuck open because sometimes dirt, debris, it all stays
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
there, and sometimes it's just a little spring, and whatever that catches it just won't close again. So I pulled into the nearest gas station, and I called my boss right away. I told him, yo, this and this and this is happening. He was like, oh, just stay there. I'm on my way. And I started looking on the floor around the truck, and I find a nail about this long enough to get it into the pressure release valve and try to wiggle it in there. And I started wiggling it, and I got it like unjammed a little bit to where it would start compressing air
And then
holding
like
it.
yeah,
And I called my boss right away. I was like, hey, look, just stay where you're at, because I work like an hour away. I was going to take him time to get there and then fix that and get back. So I just wanted to get home after
Yeah.
all that. And
being scared out of your mind.
I just wanted to get home. And yeah, so I started digging in there, and I got it to release. And once like I had to stop on the way back like 3 times to redo it because it was
Kept the
Oh.
nail with you.
Yeah,
The nail was your best friend.
it was that day. That nail was my best friend. 100%.
So
So what did they do? Did they change the release valve on it later?
Yeah, they just took it apart as soon as I got there, cleaned it off, and changed out the little spring, and that was it.
So, on average, how much weight are you carrying around?
Well, it's
truck
under
itself-
70,000, right?
Yeah, under
The
70,000.
truck
But like,
itself weighs around 23,000 pounds.
you're talking about 10 tons there.
And then I carry 20 tons.
More. So you're
So
talking
about
10 point something, 20 tons.
So 50 total, somewhere around, give or
50
take.
to 60,000 pounds total.
Yeah, 65, 60 something. around
Yeah,
there.
you be getting up there and getting to your 70,000 limit.
Yeah, sometimes I've passed it.
Don't
DOT,
don't say that.
DOT, he never, DOT,
okay.
he never passed it. He's
Yeah.
joking. He
That's
never
allegedly.
passed it, DOT.
Allegedly.
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 So
It was just on the days that he ate too much. He's
Yeah,
one
it was
that had
the
to
it was
wait.
the nail. It was the nail.
It was the nail.
Yeah.
It was
So-
the nail.
the reason I'm asking is because I want to bring up how some people like they pull out in front of truckers and like, yo, what are you doing? Because they don't.
I was
realize-
gonna ask him that. Yeah, go ahead.
They
Go
don't
ahead.
realize
understand.
the amount of weight you're like really carrying. Like for some people, like if you know what it is to like get into like a sedan or a coupe and drive that around, and then you get into like a pickup truck or an SUV, like a full size SUV, not necessarily a crossover, like a Suburban or a 4Runner, something big, and you drive that around, you're like, damn, yeah, I can feel how this thing it's harder to stop, it's harder to turn, it, you know, it's bigger, so it moves more clumsy. Now imagine 60,000 pounds versus your 6,000 pound Tahoe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this thing takes
It's wild.
blocks probably to stop going full speed, right? Like
And
it's
it's-
not just gonna stop like any other
It's
truck car.
dangerous to have to completely stomp on
Yeah,
the brakes
yeah.
because you could blow out airlines like that. And once you blow out airlines,
Then
once
you have
air
no
comes,
brakes.
then you have no brakes.
Yeah, like we've watched at your house the videos of like the truckers like having to use like the sand
The ramp?
pits.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the
sand
pits
ramps?
on the side.
Yeah, dude, that shit's scary. And then imagine being in there. Like we've seen some of like the POVs of
cams.
being in there. Like, dude, it looks like you might as well just crashed because of
Yeah.
how fat. Like
Yeah.
you're basically crashing into sand. So,
So what's the worst thing that has happened to you on a road so far?
I bet that air thing.
A
Comes
couple of
close.
stories, maybe.
No, my front right tire locked up on me.
Shit.
Yeah, while I was loaded, about to get on to 275.
Shit.
On a
Thank God
ramp?
No,
Shit.
like a block, like a light before.
Oh, okay. So you're still on the
Damn.
inside roads.
Yeah,
Okay.
like a light before it.
And then
my
you just
front
locked,
right
and
wheel
all you could hear was just like.
locked up. It locked up all the two front right.
Nice titty
tires,
spot on that tire.
The two front right tires, they come with a oil hub on
Mhm.
the outside to keep the bearings in there greased up.
Yeah. Oh, so
And-
that's what that thing is with the little wire, like little line that goes inside. It's the oil.
Yeah, but mine don't have the little wire. That's what keeps feeding it and draining it and feeding it new oil. It just sits in there with the amount of oil, and every once in a while you gotta drain it out and refill it. But the seal had gotten loose, I guess, and it drained out all the oil in there. And it got so hot, all the bearings in there got so hot that they locked
Just
up.
seized, they got melted.
Seized up. They welded together.
Oof.
They seized up. And what saved me also is when that first, like when it first locked up and pushed me to the right, all the weight that I had on, the 70,000
Yeah.
pounds, it literally broke it back apart. Like it all seized up, but the weight when it all stopped
Oh,
onto
shit.
the tires,
Just
Yeah.
blew the bearing
it blew
apart
the
and to
bearing
get it to
apart,
start
and that's
spinning
what-
again.
That's what got the tire spinning again. Then
Didn't
I
you
had to
have a-
pull over, and it took them like 5 hours.
Is
to
this
get
the
that
same
bearing
time-
and all that stuff out of there?
Is this the same time that you told me about the mechanic like taking super long and having to break something out? To, like,
they had
fix
to
it?
They had to bring a torch and literally melt it out. Like they had to torch all of it in there and start cutting.
Did you
pieces
have
in there.
pictures of this?
Yeah.
You mind sending it to
Miggy.
Miggy, or you can send it to my Instagram. Miggy already has that pulled up. If you send it to my Instagram, he'll be able to pull it up really quickly.
Damn, but can you imagine like dealing with all that shit like when you're driving and you like all
See,
that's
like,
going through your head?
You know, one day he's like, "Yo, why don't you come with me?" Because he can bring whoever, whatever. Like he's just driving, right? So like he's just sitting there. He's like, "Why don't you come?" I'm like, "Fuck that, I'm good.
I already
I'm
told him I would
I
go
get
with
paid for this shit. No,
I went with my dad once.
no.
My dad had stopped at my house.
I'll go to
for
you with
something.
to the yard one day. And I'll look at it. Maybe we
My
go around
dad-
the block.
My dad one time went to my house to like grab something while he was loaded. And he goes, "Oh, do you want to come with me just to drop this off and then go to the yard and drop off the truck?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So we went. It was like seashells. Like it was like a house that they were putting like the seashells like in the driveway or whatever. So literally it was just a bunch of seashells. We went to some random person's house, just dropped it all there and left, and then that was it. It was pretty cool though.
Yeah.
But honestly, I could not do a whole day because the driver's side, their seats have like little springs, so like they're like bouncing.
So
The passenger side does not. So
Isn't
when you
it a-
bounce, you're like actually bouncing on the chair. You're not like the chair itself doesn't bounce.
Yeah,
so.
because think about it. We're talking 60, 70,000 pounds here. It don't matter how good suspension.
Tiny bump goes bang.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good suspension is in that truck and how heavy duty it is. Yeah, like you said, a pebble goes boom when you hit that shit. So, your captain's chair is what they call it, right? Does it have hydraulics too, or is it just springs?
Air.
It sits on air hydraulics, right?
Air, yeah.
That's what I thought, because I didn't think it was
But
just
the passenger
springs.
side doesn't. So like.
So you had the
your
tire
buttons
issue,
are
you had the
stiff.
brakes. What else?
Other than that, not really any scares. Really just running.
Well,
out
what
of
about
diesel.
people pulling in front of you, like
Stuff
driving like
that.
Every
assholes?
day.
That's
Yeah, I
normal.
bet.
That's normal, but nothing really to
You
where
find
I've
dickheads
been.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
So when you drive in the truck with an idea that some asshole is gonna pull in front of you, right? Like how do you deal with like maintaining the distance and how do you deal with that? Do you like automatically assume that somebody's gonna jump in front of you and you have a little extra room saved up for that whole thing?
Yeah,
or-
I always try to stay under the speed limit, whatever the speed limit is, at least 5 or 10 under it, and just keep enough space in front of cars just in case anything. But I've had a few people jump in front of me, but they tend to get out of the way quick when I start honking.
Do you do
horn's
that?
pretty loud, huh?
Hell yeah, I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hell.
Of course. Yeah.
Like, but even sometimes, like when I'm driving and I see a truck, like I'll see people like swerve in front of them, and I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
Like I avoid them at all costs. Like I'm not next to them. I'm not in front of them. I'm not nothing. Like I'd rather drive like way below the speed limit or way past it just to avoid being near a truck, because that's another thing. Like
Check
the
my inbox,
tiniest
Mickey.
amount of like movement can make you swerve, and that with that much weight. Like the slightest amount of anything can make you swerve, so I will not be driving next to one, nothing. So
Yeah, like I have
I
that
don't
habit
understand
of
how people have
if
the
I'm
balls
on the road,
of swerving.
like I will not like stay behind nor like next to or in front of a semi or a big truck or whatever.
Yeah,
Even
you
like
want to.
a normal pickup truck with a trailer, I try to stay away from them.
Yeah, so what I've been doing, what irks me a lot is like I'll see a semi truck trying to move over a lane, right? Like whether it's to the right or to the left, and these people are just like staying the same speed, not speeding up, not slowing down. They stay the same speed, right? Like I'm like, bro, like at the very least you can do is speed up. Like if you don't want to be an asshole, slow down, hold the traffic so they can pull in front of you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't get it. Like because it's like. He might be driving the diapers for your baby to the store that you're gonna go the next day and buy. Like you don't know what this person is bringing, and you're like literally like impeding them working. You know what I mean? So
Did he
that
send it
kind
to
of
your
drives me.
messenger or something?
Instagram
Yeah. So
should be.
that kind of drives me
Not
nuts. So
from
every time I'm on a
RCAD
highway
or from
and
him?
I see a trucker trying to pull over a lane, I always will like cut the traffic off, proverbially. Like cut the traffic off, slow down, and let them get in front, and then I'll just move around and go.
Try sending me through Facebook then, because he has my Facebook pulled up too. So
Yeah, so that to me that's crazy. Now, while he's doing that, now with your dad, does your dad have any crazy stories?
he's been doing it for
That
a
you
long
know?
time.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many that like.
you just
Damn.
I mean, there's a lot of crazy stories of like other people as well, but like one that I remember that's pretty crazy. There was he has the video. So one of the co-workers, I don't know what happened. Huh?
Did it drop?
I don't know. You keep messing with it and making it worse. Anyways, so I don't know what exactly happened if he wasn't paying attention.
Always Eddie's fault. I get it.
Yeah,
It's
my
always
fault,
Eddie's fault. Okay. Anyways, so the other trucker had the like dash cam. So they're at a intersection. It was just like in the middle of like a random area that it's like just acres and acres of land, and like there's like the random little intersections that's just the four-way stop sign, whatever. So the coworker is coming to a stop, and there's a truck in front of him, and like a little pickup truck, and he wasn't able to stop in time, and he tried to swerve, but he still hit the back of the pickup truck with like the corner of the car, swerved this way, almost hit my dad that was at the other stop sign, and then like swerves into the grass. And my dad said that he's just sitting there watching everything happen, like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And my dad showed me the video from the other guy's like dash cam of everything happening, and I was like, oh my god.
What about when your dad took out the lines?
Oh, the power lines, yeah. So he was
Allegedly took it.
No, not allegedly. The city's got this one on record, motherfucker.
Yeah. So he's getting ready to go to the job site. So he like, I don't know, had the thing open, was cleaning it, doing stuff with it, hops in the truck and forgets that he had.
When she means the
backup.
thing, by the way, she means the bed of the dump truck. Lifted all the way up with the hydraulics. So this thing's probably close to
10,
25
15
feet in the air, right? 25 feet probably easily at the tip of it.
Well, he
Enough to hit power lines.
He left the bed of the truck open, hops in, and goes to drive to his job site. And as he's like pulling out, he hits the power lines that are right there, because near where his truck is like parked, there's a bunch of like warehouses. I don't know like what they're for or whatever, but he says that the moment he hits them, all of the warehouses just everything turns off. All the guys come out. He has to stay in they called the cops right away, whatever. He has to stay in the truck because they still had electricity. Yeah. So he had to just sit there waiting for somebody to come and like be able to take him out of the truck. He didn't even go to work that day. He just stayed there while they were like fixing everything and taking everything like off of the truck.
Should be in my messenger now. I just saw it come through my phone, so on my Facebook should be open.
Now, besides that, like, so far, now, do you know now, let's say, like, you're traveling, let's say you're doing 35 miles an hour. Do you know how long it's going to take you? Like, without even, like, looking at the gauge, just, like, looking at the road, how fast you're traveling. Do you know how long it's going to take you to stop, and if somebody pulls in front of you, what you have to do?
Yeah. You start learning the truck you're in, and you start calculating everything, and you get everything down, and just like your car, you know how much your car brakes when you press it, how much.
All right, I have it pulled up here.
It's funny.
Open that, Jay.
His trucker instincts kick in even when he's not in a truck. Like when we were going to Orlando the other day, you know that area in Tampa that there's always traffic. He tells Eddie, "Hey, slow down. There's always traffic up here. You don't want to have to brake hard."
Looks like it's about to fall.
Huh?
Put it on the next one.
No, it's good. I think it was just leaning off the
it was just hanging.
Oh. Damn, so they had to take a torch to this shit.
Yeah, that's how they had to loosen up everything in there.
So to get the bearing
And
off, they basically had to melt it off.
They had to. No, those are mechanics up in Bradenton in Sarasota where I work.
Oh, so you called some mechanics?
I called my boss. My boss called the mechanics.
Dude,
Another
that's
thing I was gonna
crazy.
say earlier too, because like you were saying that like taking the truck to these mechanic
Appreciate
shops
it,
is
Miggy. Thank you.
expensive. A lot of people, once they have like a couple of trucks, they'll have a mechanic at their like yard
Featuring
that does
Linda and
everything
Arthur
for the
sleeping
trucks.
in the background.
So... So that's your sister sleeping. That's funny. Now for you, like, when you do get your own truck, what is the plan? Like, if things like this happen, what, like, at that point, do you already have all the contacts? You know who to call and what to do, pretty much, like, because at that point
You
you're
got
like,
your
you're not
mechanic to call at this point?
I have my contacts, and if I'm missing any, I have contacts that have contacts.
Oh, gotcha. Now,
Because
how easy was
In
it
other
to learn
words,
the...
he knows a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah. No,
if
I mean,
not,
in this
his guy
business,
knows
I'm
a
sure,
guy,
because
yeah.
like the trucking business is not that big, and I'm sure, like, in this area, a lot of the truckers are Hispanic, right?
But at the same time, you just said it, right? So, family members. So, Emily's dad, which is his uncle, one of your closest friends, Manuel, right? He's into trucking. He has his own truck, right? And
really? I
other
didn't
a
know
lot of
that.
other people I'm sure that you know around you. I mean,
have a cousin that
you're
has a
talking
truck.
about your
Yeah.
boss, and you say your boss's stepson, but we went to school
We
with
went to
Gabi.
school with Gabriel.
Yeah, so like we know him. He was one of our friends growing up. So
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this. Like, okay, fine. Get in the truck and then figuring out like the maintenance, all that stuff. Once you get it down packed, that's kind of easy. It's a kind of rinse and repeat. Now, what about like acquiring these jobs? Like, what do you have to
You
do
just
to
have to
the?
sign up under a broker. The broker sends you jobs every day. Every day
Okay.
you can accept or deny the job he sends you, and he'll try to find another one.
Now, you said sign up under the broker. Now, do you pay him a fee for this?
Yeah,
It takes, yeah.
10% of whatever you make in that day.
Now, what it would cost you to like be your own broker?
finding
A lot
these
of
jobs.
contacts and first call, first serve. That's how trucks are. Once the job gets filled with trucks and they don't need no more, they're not looking for it anymore. You have to call early. That's what the brokers do. They call. They set up the jobs. They set up how many trucks. They set up everything.
I gotcha. And how do you know who to call? Like, you're not calling Ghostbusters, right? Like, you gotta
No,
call
you
someone.
So these brokers are dealing
They
with the
probably
construction
have-
companies
yeah.
themselves. So
Yeah,
like, for
exactly.
example, one I know is Cast around here is a big one because they're doing stuff around my where I work. I'm sure you've probably dumped for Cast
Yeah.
construction sites. Brokers call Cast. Hey, where you got your sites? You need trucks for your sites. Of course they do.
Can
They
you
always
sign
do.
contracts? Let's say you talk
I'm
to
sure
Cass
they
like,
do.
bro, well,
It's the
I'm
same
sure-
way, yeah, the brokers that
I'm sure they
the
have
brokers
contracts.
that
Yeah.
my boss is under. He has contracts with asphalt plants. And when they need a certain amount of trucks to take asphalt, they can take them. Or he has contracts with,
So these asphalt plants
Milling
aren't even
places.
like they're not doing their own not proprietary, but like you're not like hiring their own truckers. They're like
They
contracting
have-
that out.
they have their own truckers, and if they need more,
It's kind of like
but they're
Amazon,
always
where they got
gonna
their
need more.
own people driving, but they also
Yeah.
use UPS and
Yeah,
all
'cause
that
the-
other
Or
stuff
now
too.
you
Because-
can just hop in your own car and go and do Amazon deliveries. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
knew that.
yeah.
so a lot of times, with these big companies like that, because liability insurance is so much, they much rather contract someone else out because that someone else pays their own liability insurance. So a lot of times when you see construction being done in an area, you know what I mean? A lot of these workers that are working there are just contracted out, right? Because they'll win the bid and they're going to count all
Exactly.
that
It's
in
all a
Yeah.
because of the
competition.
liability insurance. Yeah, like liability insurance could cost you upwards of
And we
millions
get to go
a
all the way up
month.
the chain, all the way up to like military. Like guns and all this stuff. Like the U.S. doesn't just say, okay, we're gonna have this company that's federally owned, and they contract. Well, I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
these
yeah.
guns, or I need these whatever. I
It all
contract
comes
it
down
out.
to cost.
Yeah,
it all
and
comes
so
down
the
to cost.
competition, like you were talking about. Yeah.
When would you say, what time is it worth for you to, let's say, because me being in finance, right? Like, there's a lot of things involved with finance, right? Like, you got to have a seat at the stock exchange and things like that in order to be able to route your orders and things like that. Like, there are a lot of like, mom and pop, call it mom and pop, but like, the proper term to use, the sexy term, is the boutique financial advisors or brokerage firms.
Mm-hmm.
Boutique brokerage firms will contact a big company, and then the big company has a seat at the stock exchange, and then they can route those orders to that. But when they get big enough, they can buy their own seat. So at what point would you say, like, how many trucks or what amount of money you would need to be making to, let's say, you know what, I'm not going to pay this 10% to the broker, because at the end of the month, like, me doing this is going to be actually putting more money in my pocket
so you
versus
can
giving it to them.
Basically, instead of like the broker saying, the broker being, I have these 10 people with trucks I know, and I'm gonna get a contract with one of those asphalt companies. You being that person going, I have 10 trucks, let me get a contract.
Yeah, I see that, but to me, I kind of don't see the need in it, because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not much that you're actually giving them, and they're constantly giving you work.
That's a big
every
part of
day.
the job, right?
They're feeding you every day, basically. It's not like you worked once or twice a week because those are the jobs you found. They're feeding you every day. Every day you're getting work, and at the end of the day, they're not taking a crazy amount, because they don't have just like 10 trucks. They have hundreds of trucks under them.
Yeah.
And all trucks doing different. They have maybe 50 trucks that work only dirt, or 30 trucks that do only asphalt, and he can move them around.
I got you. So I'm sure, at one point when you do have enough trucks, then you're going to sit down and do your cost benefits analysis, and then
Of
decide,
course.
okay, like, I'm giving them, let's say, $10,000 every month. But if I did the brokerage firm, it's gonna cost me only 5,000, and then that extra 5,000 that I'm giving him is gonna be in my pocket. So maybe it's at that point
But
it's
it's
worth.
just,
Yeah.
I just feel it's hard in this business at least because the brokers are taking a lot of the jobs.
Yeah, it's already set
the
up in this
It's
manner.
already set up for the brokers to have their fingers
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's set their trucks everywhere.
Oh, so you're
Unless
saying
would
that's
have to
that's
find
like
your
their
own contacts. Like I've heard of people finding like their own little like uh contract with like a company that puts pools and they come and take out the dirt or take the dirt away or come and bring the filling.
But how
But it's-
often would that be? How many jobs would you get for
I mean, it takes maybe 2 days to finish a whole pool, start to bottom, 2 or 3 days. So
Well, then that one could be like the extra truck that you
Yeah.
have that can be doing that. Like
Yeah.
you can, I'm sure you slowly start acquiring these, and then the more attention you pay to these guys, slowly the word is gonna get around. But what
yeah,
you
and it's
from
not-
what
and
you're
it's
saying
not
is,
like we're not saying that small contracts can't get bigger. Like you can get a small contract with a small pool place, like I said, and then they grow, and as they grow, you grow too. So they need trucks every day, then you have trucks every day. And then you don't have to be under a broker. You're already connected with them.
yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and yeah, but like to me, I'm immediately thinking it's like shit. Like they have this cartel going to figure out like these brokers have the cartel going to figure out what is the ins and outs and open a company. Because opening a company in Florida is $100. You open the company and you pay someone $15 an hour to sit on a phone and constantly dial. You give them a script. They dial all these companies all day long. That's all they do, and start getting the jobs, and then you start disseminating these jobs. Now, do you register with one broker, or do you?
No,
Is
you
there
can-
like
you
a
can
portal?
register with multiple brokers. Like
Is
you
there a
just
portal
pay-
for you to register with multiple right away, or do you have to go to each one separately and register?
I mean, you would have to contact them and see if they're allowing trucks, if they're taking trucks, because not all brokers are always taking trucks.
Yeah.
It just depends on how big they are and how many jobs they can find for the amount of trucks that they can take. And there's always trucks coming in and out of brokers, so.
So when you first started, I asked you like, what's your average like speed, and then you're talking about how like they don't go very fast, and like on average, what's their speed on the highway?
On the highway, I try to keep it 60,
60.
55 when I'm loaded. Maybe when I'm not loaded, 65. If I'm trying to go home, around there, 65. Nothing crazy. But my truck is only limited to go 70 miles an hour anyways. But
Yeah.
there's a big difference in that last 5 miles.
And then getting into speed, some people will know if they drive a manual car or not, but like majority of trucks, older trucks are manual, right? Now the majority of newer ones are getting into automatic, right? Like backwards kind of.
Yes.
Your truck is manual still?
Yes.
How many speeds you got
How
on
many
that?
gears exactly?
8 speed.
Eight
It's
speed?
8 speed. It has 4 on top of 4. So you go through your 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Hit the
You
switch.
flip the switch up, and then
One.
5, 6, 7, 8. Those last 4 are on top of the first 4.
And some of the bigger trucks have more speeds than
Yeah.
that.
They can be
Isn't
18
it-
speed, 13
yeah.
speed, 24 speeds.
What
It's
is like
crazy.
how many cylinders your motor, like what is the displacement of it? Do you know?
Not really. All I know it's my engine's a C15 from Caterpillar, a C15 twin turbo. So it's a pretty big engine for
How many liters
Trucking.
is it?
Yeah, that's what I mean, the displacement. We'll look it up. C15
C15.
from Caterpillar?
Caterpillar C15 twin turbo.
So that's a 2008 truck. Would you say that truck is pretty considered a pretty decent truck for the industry?
For what you see out on the road, you don't see a lot of new trucks. They
Mhm.
would have to be
Because these are dumb
companies
trucks
that
at the
buy
end of the day.
fleets.
They get
Yeah,
dirty
They
and
get dirty. They get worn out. They get abused daily. So for the trucks that you see out working every day, yeah, my truck is the truck that I drive now is a very, very nice truck.
and how many miles can you expect to get out of the truck?
A lot. The one I'm driving has 800 and something thousand.
And that's considered a very good truck.
Yeah. But I mean that engine has been repaired too. You can repair those engines and they're like brand new again.
And how, if you were to buy one, what mileage are you looking at? What year are you looking at?
15
I'm not
liters.
worried about mileage or year. Just whatever I can get on the road and work with. Something that's obviously
Yeah,
in
doable.
good working condition.
You hear this? So it's an inline six, four stroke, 15.2 liter twin turbo.
Jesus Christ. Inline six.
Yeah, inline six. Yeah, a lot of the diesels
Can
are
you
inline
like the
six. Those
first thing
big
that came
ones.
to my mind? How big are those cylinders, bro?
Pretty
Monstrous.
fucking
Monstrous.
Pretty big.
15.2 liters. I don't care if it's got some nasty stroke. It's still going to be huge cylinders.
big. And they only rev up to like 2,000 RPMs.
2,000 RPM.
So when do you switch the gear? And
It's super
Around
fast.
1,500.
how long does it take for you?
Just like that.
How long does it take for you to get up there?
Long time.
It takes a minute. Obviously, when you're empty, it's a lot faster than when you're loaded up with the extra 20 tons. But when I'm empty, I mean, a good 10 seconds just to get up to like 50.
Damn.
Yeah, you're moving a lot of weight, you know.
Still
and then
faster
especially
than
when
my
you're
Grom.
loaded.
Folgers
You heard
coffee
Eddie?
can sized pistons. Are we talking about Costco Folgers cans or like Publix? Which ones are we talking about
Yeah,
here?
these
Still
things are
faster
huge.
than my Grom.
Still faster than your Grom? Yeah. Goddamn. Never
Still
get a Grom.
faster than
Dude,
Eric's
I would
go kart, right, Eric?
Dude, it would take me like 20 seconds to top out at 55, just tucked in on US 19 when I did do it 2 times.
Tripping.
Damn.
But I mean,
Taking
like I'm
that
saying,
Grom
that's
to-
a twin turbo big engine.
Yeah.
That's
So what would you say
pretty
is
fast
the
for the
hardest
trucks,
part
too.
about the job? What's the hardest thing that you can like every day you deal with it and it's like part of the job? There's nothing you can do about it because it is what it is.
how early we have to start.
But you don't even be waking up that early. My dad wakes up at 2:30 in the
Bro,
fucking
I think
morning.
it's hilarious when, like, for
What
example,
time does he have to leave?
I don't know.
'Cause
Like
I
leave
know
my
he
house
don't- Yeah.
by 3. He leaves by 3. He takes 30 minutes to get ready. He leaves my house by 3. I don't know what time he has to be at the job site and whatever.
bro,
but
he be
wakes up
leaving earlier. He be waking up earlier than that. Like, I remember there's times we're getting to her house and, like,
His alarm is going
his
off.
alarm's getting off, like, from the pod.
But I mean, where's his yard at? Where's his yard at?
118 and something.
I mean, yeah, my yard is 5 minutes away from my house,
Yeah.
and where I usually work, where I'm mostly every day at, is Sarasota Bradenton area. So it's about 45-minute hour drive, and I usually have to be out there 7:30. So
So do you deal with a lot of traffic getting there and getting back? When is the most time that you deal with traffic? It's probably on the way back, no?
yeah, on the way back, there's always traffic. Always.
Do you struggle with staying awake? I mean, like, I feel like
No.
that I would get that.
Cause is this pretty late time for you to go? Like, cause it is what, 10 past 10. Is this pretty late? Are you already asleep at this time or no?
No, I'm
Nah, he's still
probably-
young, bro.
No, I'm not asleep this time. I'm probably watching something on TV or playing video
Watching
games
us.
with Eddie.
Yeah.
Or
Watch
watching you
watch
guys.
OD. 10 years from now? Yep. Yep. Still
Definitely.
trucking for sure.
But I mean, right now, I don't feel. I feel like the more I sleep, the harder it is for me to get up.
Okay.
So
I'm
what-
used to,
when do
like,
you
that
usually get
6
up?
hour, around 5:30ish, 6.
Can I say that? So I heard this guy talking to Joe Rogan the other day, and he said, if you were to take the number of people, the percent of people in this world that could sleep 6 hours a night and function at 100% and round it to a whole number, it would absolutely be 0. And I don't, since I heard that, it was like a big thing for me. I was like, okay, I want to start changing habits, and I talked about this the other day on the pod. Let's check with sleep. So I've been trying to try to get like the 7.5, 8 hours of sleep, and you feel like that, like, oh, 6 hours, I'm good. But you'll notice that if you can get into like getting more sleep, once that habit comes and you're doing it more, and it's like a consistent thing, it makes a difference for sure.
No, of course, sleep is something that your body definitely needs.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing you do? Let's say you did like you woke up early in the morning, you do all your thing, go to the job site, you do your stuff and then finish it and you drive back home. You get home. What's the first thing you do at home? Is it the
Take a
shower? Is it
shower.
the food?
Yeah,
Is it
take a
talking to the
shower.
baby?
After the shower, food, and then play with the baby, play with the Nora as well, and or just play video games depending on how I feel.
Mm. Now, do you guys get to have breaks during lunch and stuff like that? Do you do that, or is it just kind of one of those things like while you're at the job site, you just kind of scarf everything down and?
I mean, there's no problem with stopping at a gas station for 30 minutes. Nobody's ever going to say anything about that. But they are going to say something if you stop for an hour or something, and then they're like, hey, where have you been, you know?
Yeah.
But you can always take your little 30 minutes here, 15 minutes there, and you don't have to tell nobody, and everybody expects it to happen.
Do you
Yeah.
pack lunch with you, or is it more
Yeah.
like
I
stopping?
try to pack lunch, but when
Which
I
is
don't,
probably smart because it's
either
right then and
way, I
there
can-
for you.
Yeah, but I mean, either way, sometimes I just feel like eating something fast on the road and just I stop, even if I have lunch.
Yeah, just break up the monotony or whatever.
I bet like me with construction, you just throw it up on the dashboard for 30 minutes, hope it gets as warm as possible.
Yeah, I used to have a lunchbox that would actually heat up the food.
Yeah, I
my
see
dad used
that.
to have one too.
I
It
see
got wet, and I got scared of using it. I didn't want to use it after like the whole lunchbox part that heats up got wet.
Yeah.
So I just threw it away.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
Gotta get them IPX7 lunch boxes that you can heat up.
I have a topic that's way off what we're talking about, right? But it's funny. 'Cause
Here we go.
I got
Here
into
we
it.
go. Now it's gonna get
I
good.
got into it with my mom about this. Was
Oh,
it this
God.
morning? Was it this morning?
Yesterday.
Right? Yesterday? Okay. So I was talking to her, and I'm not saying I'm not a victim of this. I 100% have done it myself. You know, we're not talking about what, but. So we were talking about how, for example, like I mentioned that, like sometimes can be annoying to, if as someone who like if you provide a service or sell any product, to sell that service or product to family members, right? Because on one hand, you
Or
have
friends.
family or friends, right? Close friends or
Yeah,
whatever.
I agree.
on.
I agree. I agree
Listen,
100%.
Listen, on one hand, you have family and friends that will go to someone and be like, well, I want to help actually this person with their business or whatever they're involved in. And then they actually will pay extra and are okay
Yes.
with paying extra to help that person, right? Like if I charge $15 for that cup, right? Because I have this business. And when Jay comes to me, he goes, here, bro, here's 20, you know, because to help you out. Versus if when Mickey comes, he goes, bro, but you charge 15 everybody else. Why don't you charge me 10? Like, hook me up, right? And so me and my mom were talking back and forth that you should never go to a family or friend for that reason.
100%.
With that mindset of like, I'm going there because I want them to give me like a better price, right? Like you should like never like feel that
What are
way.
your thoughts on that?
Like and my mom was like, no, like you should be able to be like, because she's my sister, like she should like help me out with doing whatever because she's into that business. I go, no, you should go to her to help her because that's her work.
So I got to think about that, but right after you, what do you think about that?
And she's like,
I was
no.
just gonna say, I think after, I mean, with business, if you try to put money in between family, there's always gonna be some type of bad blood. But I mean, I'm not saying that's the case 100%. There's always people that work together and spend the rest of their lives working together, making money. But I feel like money just brings a different
certain
side
attitude.
of people out sometimes.
So here's my thing. Your mom grew up in a different country. And the reason I can see this is because I kind of grew up in a different country and now I live here.
What that means.
So when you're
Yes,
growing up in a
100%.
different country and when no one has anything, you know, that's when that comes in. You go in
I
there,
help
you
you,
get a
you help
hookup.
me.
I help you, you help me.
Yeah.
But in the United States, it's a little bit different. Why? Because it's not that. Because in the United States, all of us work, all of us have things, and we're just trying to get a discount. Not because the thing doesn't exist or not because it's hard to acquire.
And not because you can't pay the $5 extra. It's because you don't want to.
Yes, and it's one of those things like, but they're family, but they're friends, they should hook you up. Well, no, not really. If we're like in Dominican Republic and Armenia and Lithuania during bad times, then yeah, because let's say you're trying to buy a piece of bread and you can't find it. You know somebody that works at the bread factory,
Yeah.
let you in through the back door to get the bread. That's a different story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By here,
100%.
you can buy the bread. Like, I'm not going to go through the back of the bread factory
Yeah.
just to get the bread, you know, because
Yeah.
it's available.
And
It's
then you always
plentiful.
have that weird thing. Like I witnessed this working at Best Buy, that it's like this weird thing of like where you feel like you're going against the rules, and I mean you kind of are when you're buying stuff for family or friends because it is 100% against the rules. And so you have this thing where it's like I don't want to be doing this. I know they're taking advantage. I shouldn't be doing this.
Yes.
And so it brings in like this. You take like when I was telling
Because you hooked me up with a couple of things from Best Buy.
yeah, and I have no problem doing
Yeah,
it. I had
and
zero
I
problem
thought
doing it.
long and hard about it. Like, hey, should I even
No,
put him in
I
that
had-
position and
I
stuff
had
like that?
I had zero problem doing it for all the people, all
Yeah.
the people I did it for, because whatever, and 100%, yeah, all you guys are taking advantage.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, taking advantage of my discount. But I was okay with it, and it's not a big problem. But what I was saying is that you necessarily shouldn't have that mindset going into because I didn't make commission, so there is no way for you to come to me and help me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But if, for example, Kevin here, I tell him, Kevin, like I need to do something with the truck, this and that, like, and I can actually make him money on this. I feel like I should come with the intention of more like to help Kevin out and with his business. Like for example,
Especially when the first
my-
Kevin is starting, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Especially when they're
My-
starting. It's
my,
like,
I'll give the example because he did the right thing, right? My uncle, he came to me and he asked for mouse pads for his business, and when he came and he paid me, he gave me extra. And I thought, that's how in my head I feel like that's a really good example of how you should
'Cause-
approach other family members and friends with their business. It's
'Cause-
more of like the thought of I want to help you out and give you extra, not I'm going to you because I want you to help me and like get me a better price and
well, because you already,
wiggle
in
the
my
system.
opinion, like in my head, you're already doing this, right? Like, because if it's especially family or friend, and if you have a business, you're already hooking them up. You know what I mean? It like you already hooking them at certain point.
and by nature,
you know what I mean?
exactly. And I feel like, not that shouldn't be happening. It's okay that it's happening, but it should be the person that is hooking the other one up that is thinks in my head. Okay, I want to hook them up, not that. Not
I
that
feel the need
other
to.
person. Not that I feel the need to because they're coming to me.
Like, good example. I have a good example. I was at Vitality the other day. I'm a paying membership owner, and I sat there for an hour.
That was my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, and she's like, and then your girl texts me. It's like, oh man, I'm
no,
so
it was when I saw you at Eddie's
yeah,
after.
yeah. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot that you're a paying member. She thought I was just there to get
Just to
free
get-
service. You know what I mean? And I was like sitting there. I was like, why is this motherfucker's walking in front of me? Like, what's going on here? I didn't say anything. I walked out. I was like, all right, they're busy. It is what it is. I didn't make a big deal out of it. You know what I mean?
But on the other hand, you could think about it like you were actually helping.
That's what
by
I'm saying. That's why I
making
make a
sure
big
the
deal
other
about it.
customers had the best experience in getting in first.
Yeah, because I'm a friend, I was like, it is what it is, like, it's fine. They're busy, like, I'm not going to
Yeah,
bother.
yeah, you were
Plus,
actually
I walked
helping
in like
out.
an asshole without a scheduling anything, you
There
know what
you
I mean?
go. There you
Yeah,
go.
so that's why I wasn't, like, pressing for it, But then it was so funny. She comes back, she's like, I completely
Watch-
forgot that you're a paying member.
Watch Ozzy's gonna comment and be like, Emily, we're talking tomorrow.
I don't
No,
work
no, no,
tomorrow,
it's
so
all
I'm
good.
good.
Yeah, it's all good, but I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, me and my mom got into an argument. She's like, no, it's okay that you go to someone for a discount. I go, no, it's not. You're going directly for a discount. Like, I don't know. It was a funny,
it's the same thing. Like, people will come to
controversial
me and they'll ask me about investments or like financial
Yeah,
advice.
yeah.
Like, and then like I can't tell them like I can't give you a financial advice. I have to like educate. Like, I have to give you information that's educational but not specific.
Yeah.
So I start talking about the finances in general, and they're like, "Bro, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking what to do." I was like, "But
I
know,"
can't
and then
tell
they
you.
continue. I can't even tell them I can't tell
Yeah.
you that because, like. Because then if I'm giving you advice, you have to sign like 35 different forms. I have to become your financial advisor, and only then I can give you advice. But all you come in is just to get free information. Like, I can't tell you what's going on. And on top of that, this thing is called Chinese wall, where like they separate things. I can't, like, the shit that I see, I can't tell you what's going on. You know what I mean? I literally cannot tell you by law what's going on, Like, I can sit here and educate you on a bunch of shit,
Yeah.
which at the end of the day, you don't want to hear about it, but yeah, no, I totally get it, and I agree with that, like, especially in this country, especially in this country.
Yeah, like, I don't know. And like I said, I think we're all, like, victims to it. We're all gonna, like, think of it, like, we're always gonna have that, like, oh, that person works there, let me go to him. so
Yeah.
he can make sure to give me the
Yeah.
hookup. And you know, I'm just saying that innately that wrong is maybe that thought is maybe a little.
And
I don't know if I want to say toxic, but like wrong.
in my opinion, you probably so for one of sees like you have a
Rude?
pretty traditional relationship
What's up,
with
my
your
boy?
girl, right? Like she's kind of taking care of the
You leaving
kids while
hanging?
you're not at home and you're working and then coming back and then how does that dynamic work? Like with you having long days,
Arturo's-
coming back tired, and things like that. How does that dynamic work?
I
Was
mean,
was there like a getting used to period to that for her and you, or it just kind of like fell into place right away?
I feel like it fell into place right away because it's kind of natural for the guy to bring the money and the girl to stay at home, taking care of the house, taking care of the kids. So
It felt kind of right.
yeah, it felt kind of right, and to me, I had no problem with it. It felt like the right thing to do. Like, and plus, we have a lot of things to do at home, and the kids are a handful. So, and on top of that, we're kind of saving money. She's not really making money, like she would be if she was working. But we're saving money with daycare and with picking up the kids and this and that. And
I got you. So you're like, okay, so she's not making money, but at the same time, we're saving money where it's like, okay, well, it's kind of like becomes a
Yeah.
wash type of deal
yeah,
where you don't have to worry about ordering food, where you have the food already ready at home and things
Yeah.
like that.
yeah.
So that's how you cut in costs. So that's kind of cool. Like, and I think that's probably a good way to for a relationship to work really well.
Arturas is about to start getting into that world soon
Holler.
of managing work, wife, and kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the worst uncle, bro. I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
cigarettes, alcohol for that kid.
No,
like
no,
I'm gonna
no.
be doing
No,
all
no,
that.
no. I was
Oh
just
my
gonna say
God,
yes.
Jake.
I'm gonna be like not the best influence, but no, I'm not gonna turn him into
Maybe
the
a couple
crackhead
bad
like
words
Jay.
or something.
Oh
but
no, I'm
hey,
turning that baby into a crackhead. Not a literal crackhead, but yeah, he's gonna be like, I want to hang out at uncle's house all the time because he's the cool uncle.
Candies and shit.
He'd be like, hey, my parents won't let me do this, and I'll be like, I got you, just come over.
Bad influence.
He's gonna be singing Pepas.
Bad.
Agua pa la seca.
Tell him to
Yeah.
pick him up early at school
Oh my God.
when he's bored.
Yeah, take him
Yeah, yeah,
out of school.
Yeah, take him to school, stop by, take him to downtown, walk around, holler at the girls. Oh, look at that,
So-
he's so
Then
cute.
get some ice cream.
Shout out to Eric. He wanted to see my face on the radio. He said I got a face of a radio. So.
Do you feel that having a Nora around before Noah like helped prepare you for Noah? Even though
bunch.
maybe you didn't get to see the earlier
just about to say
ages
that.
of Nora that you're getting that like that's
Yeah,
what you're
'cause you
getting
filled
right
in pretty
now
big.
with Noah.
You were filling in pretty big shoes, like you were stepping into like a relationship. She already had a kid, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of came in and you had to how was that? How was that?
It was scary. It was definitely scary at first, but
But you're kind of used to that, right? Within your family, or no?
yeah, I mean, my stepdad got me when I was the same age that I got Nora when I was 2 or 3, right before coming from Cuba. But yeah, she was 2 when I got her, and Noah's 10 months now, so he's going through all the phases that I didn't see with her. But I feel like now I'm prepared for the later
After that,
stages. But I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be different because Nora's a female and Noah's
Yeah.
a boy. So
Destructive.
yeah, it's just gonna be totally different. I'm pretty sure.
You think he's gonna have that second child thing where it's like he's the Tasmanian
the crazy
devil?
one?
Yeah.
I mean, as of now, he's
He's
been
like
very
for
calm.
sure.
As of now, he's been very calm. If he
Ha-
changes, I don't know.
I have a
Yeah.
question about that. Do you think that happens? I had this question. I think I was asking then. Do you think it's because as a parent, like when you have your first kid, you like so cautious at things, you pay more attention. When you have the second kid, you're like, whatever.
You
I've
pay
been
less
through this
attention.
Well,
shit.
for
It
him-
So
goes
you let
crazy.
him.
Well,
suffer
for
a
him,
lot
it's a
of
little
shit.
different. It's the first time he's
Yeah.
had like a
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah,
you know
newborn,
what I mean?
infant,
Newborn.
yeah. Because you got by 2 years old, and Nora's already a toddler
Mhm.
at that time. Walking around,
Yeah,
about
she
to start talking.
Yeah, she was actually talking her words when I met
Yeah.
her already. She was
Yeah.
pretty advanced for her age, like in knowledge wise. Not
Yeah.
in growth,
Megan.
because she's really small.
Yeah.
She's always
No,
been
does
really small.
does Noah talk or walk yet, or is he trying?
He's starting to walk,
trying.
right?
He's starting to walk.
You're
He's
getting
starting
the
to
ha-
walk, but talking, not really. If you scream at him, he'll scream back. He'll back.
So he's
That's
still like
funny.
in that mimicking age or whatever. That's
Yeah,
kind of cool.
funny.
So would you say it's pretty hard? Like after your son was born, would you say like being away was that a pretty hard like thing to get used to, or you like kind of, I know my girl is taking care of everything at home, like I know they're safe, you know.
I knew she could do it. She had gone through it once without me, so why can't she now that I'm here supporting her as well? So I knew she could do it. I did take a week off during the whole hospital thing, stay with her, anything she needed, but after that I had to go back to work, had to keep making the money. But
Yeah.
yeah, I had no doubt that she couldn't do it. She knew exactly what to do. It was second nature to her.
Yeah. What
Less
about you, like
attention,
being
more
away, like what
tasmania.
about you being away from the kid, let's say like the entire day, and then you coming back home, like
It was difficult. It was very long hours on FaceTime. That's all I can say. Just all day trucking on FaceTime. Just
can,
keep me updated. Keep me this. Keep me
I
that.
wanted to ask you this earlier, but if just we started, does your truck have like a normal audio player where you can like hook up your phone and listen to the stuff you want to listen to, or is it just radio?
No, I can. I mean, the truck that I has, it's an aftermarket radio.
Okay, okay.
So it has a screen that opens up. I can connect on Bluetooth. I can hear whatever I want to hear. I
But
spend
you use
most
your
of my days
headphones,
listening
don't you?
For podcasts. Headphones only for calls.
Oh, okay.
But
For your
everything
music and
else,
podcasts
everything
on the
else is
speakers?
On the speakers, truck speakers.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, you said you use a headset? Is that what you said?
For
Only
calls.
for calls. And not like a headset.
How
It's like
come?
little,
How come?
like a Beats thing that you just put in your ears.
Well, how
And is
come?
that
So
by
the,
law you have to do that?
So the microphone is closer
by
to the mouth.
law.
I know that
It's-
because we bought we bought a headset for Emily's dad, and he was like, I want the microphone thing. You know
But
what I mean?
why is it because the truck mic
The
sucks,
truck
or is it
makes
a lot of noise?
A lot of noise.
A lot of noise. Truck
So
makes
the
a lot of
closer the
noise.
microphone to
And
your
you can't
mouth, the
really-
better.
You can't
Filtration.
have your phone on you talking with the phone. If they see you with the phone, that's automatic $500 ticket.
Shit.
So you have basically like
Earbuds.
Yeah, I can-
Bluetooth earbuds. Is that what you
Yeah.
have?
Yeah, the Beats ones,
But I
right?
mean, when I do talk, it's not. I don't have both of them connected because if
Just
not,
one.
I can't hear outside. I only
You
put one in.
think because that fine exists because the truck can do so much damage?
Yeah, bro. Like
100%. Yeah.
when it comes to like that stuff, they take it 10 times more serious because like it's not like the same thing as a Honda Civic smashing into a house. No, you
Yeah,
got
no.
60,000 pounds smashing into a house if something goes
It'll
wrong.
go through a house.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll go through the house. There's no more house left,
Yeah.
and so I came in like a wrecking ball.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can I suggest something? You said you're listening to podcasts, right? Have you tried bumping them up like double speed or like 1.5? Okay. Like if you do that, that's gonna change your life, bro.
I did it, and I don't like it anything past like 1.5.
Well, you
Even
gotta
w-
get
even-
used to it.
Even 1.5 for me is like too fast. For me, it starts to sound too much like a book versus a conversation when
Yeah.
you speed it up too much.
Yeah, so
I
when
see
I
that.
started speeding things up, like once I got to 1.5, it was just uncomfortable. But then slowly speeding that up one at a time.
Yeah.
Like there are some
I
some
like
podcasts
1.3, 1.4
Yeah.
is what I listen to.
podcasts I can do like only two. Like let's say if it's a YouTube podcast, that's the maximum speed they have. But I do listen to a lot of audiobooks, and those depend. Like if the
Okay.
speaker is slow, I can
But-
bump it up to 3.
Yeah.
I would understand something like that for like a knowledgeable podcast or something, but something like flagrant where it's more
Like comedic.
I,
stuff
I
like that.
don't I don't see a need in that because they have their timing and their punchlines
Exactly,
and their things
yeah.
that hit on certain moments.
That's
And
why I
if you
said it starts to
speed
sound like a
through it,
book.
It just
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like it won't hit the same.
Now this is just a suggestion. Do it if you want it. If you don't want to do it,
No,
that's
no,
fine
I'll
too.
definitely try it because
No, wait,
You
wait,
get
wait.
through more content
That's
quicker.
not, that's
yeah,
not the
yeah.
suggestion. The suggestion is to actually listen to audiobooks, to like business audiobooks, because you are
That's it.
opening a business.
Yeah.
Like how to start a business, what are the things that you need to do, and then slowly listen to the books. Like let's say if the next chapter in the business comes in, where let's say you need to hire employees, what to do then, becoming a boss or becoming a manager. Like listening to that is gonna give you so much more knowledge. Like that. It's basically like you can't trade this for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, you can sit
Yeah,
down
yeah,
and
yeah.
talk to someone if they have the time, have a mentor and talk to someone. But again, as I said, it's one of the things that I could suggest. But
No, yeah, that's a very good suggestion because books are key and not everybody has the time to sit down and read a book.
yeah,
So,
because a lot of times I'll have questions about things that I want to know, and then I'll listen to a book, and then that goes into so much detail. Like not necessarily I need all the details, but when he gives me the details, I'm like, oh man, that shit makes so much sense. And then when the next book I read about the subject, I start connecting dots. Like this book was talking about this, and this book is talking about that, and this is why it's like that. You know, because the books are not complete either. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
once you start combining knowledge from different books, like it starts making so much more sense. But again, as I said, if you want to do it, do it. If not, you know, it is what it is. And like I think Audible has it like $15 a month. You get a free book every
Okay.
We
month.
got a good panel for car guys here. What did y'all see the new Mustang?
No.
I haven't seen it.
Pull it
I
up.
haven't
Miggy.
seen it.
it.
Pull it up,
Pull it up,
Miggy.
Miggy.
Are you
I wanna
talking
see
about
that.
the Mach 1?
I don't know. Just
So
pull them
I
all up.
saw front end pictures of the new Shelby. I saw rear end pictures of the normal Mustang. That's all I've seen.
By the
Both.
time-
Bleh.
So by the time Miggy pulls up, I have a question for Kevin. When you gonna
My-
rebuild that engine, bro?
Rebuild
And
what?
when
You gotta
is
swap it. You
and
gotta
when
swap it.
is Eddie gonna fix his car? I
Oh
need
my goodness.
legitimate dates.
I mean,
Like,
I'm
tired
soon-
of looking at these
I'm
rust
soon.
buckets.
I've been thinking about
You what?
not.
I said, Nayo Prop. Put the headphones on.
Eddie,
I don't like
2023.
I've been
it.
thinking about not replacing the whole engine, but I feel like my engine's not fully blown. Like, I don't think it's
No.
fully
You're gonna do
blown.
what John
Eddie,
said?
2023.
Let me ask you this.
Babe.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Can you get
Eddie.
water, please?
Is
I
it
know
23
you
or
had an
24?
issue, like no power, blah blah blah.
2023?
24.
I assume you don't have now cracked block, anything like that,
It's
right?
got rod knock. Not rod knock. What a bad rod bearing.
Rod bearing. So you think I have
That's
a
what
bent
I'm thinking.
bearing, or main bearing is bad? or-
Main bearing on the shaft. Yeah,
because
probably.
if you have no power, then you lost compression, right?
But I mean, it was just in that moment when it turned off that it lost all power. Like when it overheated. When it
No,
lost
no,
all
it's
power.
not that, is
But-
it?
yeah.
How did you blow that? Well, not blow. You said how did
Just
how that?
overheated on the way back from Tampa, and it
Was it losing
You probably worked
antifreeze?
it-
Is that what it's going on?
I know what the
Mm.
problem is. You overheated. You
Yeah.
have a blown head gasket.
They
You
just
lost
resurfaced. They have to
Yeah,
resurface
that's it right there.
But
You have lost
usually, if you have a
compression.
blown head gasket, your
Coolant and
your
the-
oil will
Go
be
go side.
milky
Go
in
from the
water.
side. The
Not
front.
necessarily.
Because my oil's fresh. It looks
Not
brand new.
necessarily.
Or
You-
coolant.
Not
Wait,
necessarily.
Go back up.
Then what would be getting into
Let me see the
You
intake.
gotta
where you're
check.
gonna be losing
Alright, go
compression
down.
through?
Maybe there's a pathway because you know how some cylinder
down more.
walls and their coolant passage they also have like sometimes gaps. that
Keep
they're-
going down.
The cool, you know, like you
Yeah,
have your block and
it's
your
not
head.
completely open.
It's
Yeah.
not completely open, so
Is
maybe
that
it's
it?
blown right there, and you
Yeah,
just leaking
Wait,
compression.
what's
Yeah,
your
that
what's your
doesn't look
quarrel
very
with the
good.
car? I don't
I
get
don't
it.
like the way it looks.
What's a what?
They made it so square looking.
Let me see.
Look at it here. This
I
is
like
the
it, man.
updated.
It looks like a GTR.
It looks fine.
Bro, I like it, especially from inside. It
Nigga,
looks
let
pretty
me
cool.
see- let me see the one with the little wings, like a black one or
Look
something.
up the Shelby. Can you look up the Shelby?
Look on this one, Arthur.
Yeah, I
This
can't
is like
see
live.
shit.
Yeah.
2024 as
I
well.
don't know.
2024 Shelby.
Not a fan of that big center hood scoop.
That looks good. What's wrong with
I
that?
don't know.
I don't like it.
I still won't drive it, but it looks
I
good.
don't like it.
Bro, I don't know what it. No, I like it. I like the
looks
way it looks. It
good.
looks aggressive. It looks
I don't
mean.
like
It
that.
looks blocky in the front.
That's what I was saying. It looks too blocky for me. Too square.
I mean, but it is a Mustang. You know, it's not supposed to look like a Lambo.
And I'm pretty sure there's gonna be aftermarket stuff as soon as it
Yo,
comes
can you
out.
bring me some water
for
too, please?
Bro, you know what I
looks
thought
and
was funny as hell, and I think we were driving back from Tampa. It was we were in a Tesla. We're driving back. I saw a Mustang, and somebody put
That's the
Ferrari.
old one, though, no?
Yeah, you see
Tail
that?
lights.
The Ferrari lights on the halo
On the
lights.
Mustangs?
The halo lights on the Mustang.
Yeah,
think
I
that
thought
was
that's
in-
kind of silly. To me,
Yeah.
that was silly.
It
It's
made
like-
the car look so like small in the back. It made the
Yeah.
Mustang look half the size,
Yeah.
like the rear end.
I don't like those taillights for that Mustang.
No,
doesn't
why are you
fit it
doing
at all.
that? Why are you doing that? No.
No, okay, so
Italians would put.
yeah,
I also don't agree with car
Like this.
companies. making-
Motherfucker.
Like if you look like, let's say, I know it's a competition thing, but you're like if you look at like Chevy, Camaro, or Mustang, let's say to pick two, every 2 years they got a new model, man. Fix the
The
one
Camaro.
that is breaking constantly, brand new, and then make another model.
Look how many years they made the 370.
That's a car to really look
But
at.
it's
And be like, God damn, it
bulletproof,
took
if
too
you
long.
Think about it, right? But
at
if
this
you
That
look
car
at
drives
the
you
really
know,
nice.
Alex says how much you want to bet new Fast X movie gonna have a new Mustang, and it probably you're right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, yeah.
And at this point, in my opinion, they might as well make a show out of it. They done got what 19 different episodes of the
What's
same
it,
movie.
Fast 10 now? Fast 10?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's
Supposedly
so
thought it
many
was
of
the
them.
last one.
Yeah, Fast X10. Yeah.
This is the last one
Fast 10.
supposedly.
Fuck that, man.
I heard his brother gonna be in there.
Yeah, so they're gonna have
Jason
Paul
Momoa.
Walker's brother, Brian. Not Brian. No, Brian's his name in the movie.
Whatever.
Cody Walker.
Is that his name?
Cody Walker.
Cody. You're
Cody
right,
Walker.
Cody. They'll have him playing
Oh, sweet.
Brian.
Oh, really?
They're gonna have him playing
Again
Brian.
with
Yeah.
the CGI crap?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Hey,
he
Miggy,
already
when you
looks
get it-
like him.
when you
yeah.
get a
looks lot
second-
like him.
Can you pull up the new Nissan 400?
The
Now
I
you're
like
a
it.
Nissan guy,
I
right?
like it.
Yeah.
I love the way it
How,
looks.
what do you
yeah.
think?
Kevin got it on the nail, man. Like that thing is basically like brand new car on the outside, but on the inside it's just another Z.
370. The interior looks
Yeah.
like new 370 with a screen instead
Yes.
of the
I
regular
noticed
like
that
the
too.
circle.
I noticed that. So what do you think about it? Do you like it? Because it has that Infinity 400 engine in it, right? Like
With
they,
a manual.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Did they keep this?
400,
Are they still doing CDO9?
It looks good.
I think so.
But I think the price is
Why
outrageous.
go away from CDO9?
But the
Yeah.
price is outrageous. Mickey, how much that one, the
For-
yellow one?
The yellow one is like 60K.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, the Proto
You're
Proto
not
Z
finding that for 60K.
Proto
though.
Z is like 60K. It's actually like 90. Yeah,
Yeah.
80,
So
90K.
what is that? 400 horsepowers?
Yeah,
No,
90K.
it's 60K. Would you buy that or a Supra?
I'd buy that personally.
What?
I
Why?
like it more.
Just on preference.
Preference at that point. It's basically the competition to the Supra, so
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
like which one. It's like going Camaro or Mustang. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It's just preference at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm still buying a Supra.
Oh, yeah, we know
Still buying
Alex.
Supra.
Yeah.
You go with the Supra. That's just preference. I mean,
I
think
mean,
the
don't get
Supra-
me wrong. I think from front looks really cool. I think the whole retro look
Yeah,
that they
they-
brought
they
over
pretty
from
much-
Yeah, I
Datsun.
like that.
I think
I
it
really
looks
like
good.
Stock. It's missing a few things for it to be okay, but there's a lot of aftermarket stuff
bro.
for that car
Already?
Way
Yes.
too much.
Already?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
It's a Z.
That's a Nissan.
It's a Z,
That's
yeah.
a Nissan, yeah.
But my question is, like this.
It's still a
price-
50-50 displacement
Yeah, I think so.
or
Uh,
40.
But I think
It's gonna be pretty close.
But I
Those
think
cars
the
are so
price
small.
Gouging is ridiculous.
Well,
on
yeah,
this
it's
guy.
always gonna be like that, and then
Well,
you know,
think about
first
it.
year.
Think about it. They did it. They took it from being like down here where the Z was. I don't know what else you compare the Z to.
Nothing really. It's just Toyota Supra is the next one up.
Like, but I'm saying like, what would you compare the 350Z of like DE like DE era HR like, what car can you compare to that? Coupe V6 with that power like.
BMW 335s.
But those are
What I
inline
think
sixes.
is
That's a
like the
different engine.
closest comparison.
Yeah,
They're still
I guess
close.
you're right.
RC 350.
But they don't have those back in the day.
What year are we talking?
Like 2005 when the 350
Oh.
first came out.
Okay.
In 2005, you still
Anyways.
had a lot of two-door sports cars.
I
that
know,
were
but there was
produced.
nothing.
S2000, bro, was
I
there.
guess you can compare it to S2000, but 350s, I feel like a little lower on like the price end. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Listen,
find
I've
over
been
way
in a
cheaper.
Challenger SRT Demon. I've been in all of them. Regular
yeah.
Hemis.
no,
The
he's talking
Bumble-
about the new
No,
170.
170.
That's the new-
1,040
So you know the
horsepower.
Challenger is gonna stop. And
Well,
all
wait,
that.
wait, wait. You know, let me
10 to
finish it, man.
16.
That car is probably, in my opinion, one of the most ridiculous things because you have basically zero space inside that car. You have a huge trunk and a huge area for the
But
engine.
the inside is.
But the
like this.
inside is super tight.
Yeah.
They're both-
The car
they're-
is
Yeah.
clumsy
they're
as
heavy.
hell.
They're super
Yeah,
heavy.
it's
It's
a boat.
It's a boat. It's clumsy as hell. It's not designed for you to take turns and stuff like that. And coming
up,
from
what
an
up,
S2000, where you can have it in a second
driver's
gear
car.
at 5,000 RPM, and then still punch it and still go up, and then while you shifting the gears, bro, like, they designed that car just for a straight line. That like there's
Drag strip.
drag strip, and that's why I'm
exactly.
kind of happy Corvette decided to make a
Mid-
actual
yeah.
sports car, not just a
Mid-engine, yeah.
go fast straight car. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the 170 I was reading up on it yesterday. 0 to 60 in 1.66 seconds.
Well, they had to. They have to compete with Tesla.
Holy shit!
They have to compete with Tesla.
But I mean, there's not gonna be as many
But it's
of
on a
those
prep track.
Chargers or Challengers.
Same
as
thing
there are
with the
Teslas.
Tesla. The
Huh?
1.
Teslas are everywhere on the road.
1.8, 1.9
Yes.
that they
There's
were
not gonna be
advertising
one of
was
those
still on like
everywhere on the road. Those are
a
just
prep
gonna be
track.
straight
So.
track cars.
Yeah, but still, like, I've rented these cars.
Not
Like,
getting
I've
2
driven it for a
seconds,
week.
0 to
It's not
60
like
on-
I've driven it for
on-
like a couple of seconds.
On like a
I've driven
road,
it
you
for
know
a
what I
week,
mean?
and they're super uncomfortable. I mean, I shouldn't say they're super uncomfortable. The seats are pretty comfortable, but the car itself
Yeah.
is very uncomfortable
Very
to drive.
inconvenient to,
Yes.
like,
It's
put
huge.
stuff in.
Parking is always an issue. You know what I mean? Because the car, even though it's a, whatever the car is, but it's just like, come on, man. Like, it's almost a limo class car. You know what I mean? Size wise.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's not my.
I wish they would have kept making the wagon for the CTS. Yeah, I wish.
CTS-V
Like,
wagon.
Yeah, like because
Fuck
like you
off.
look at the new it's not called the CTS anymore. They
Yeah,
have the CT5,
C5 and 4. Yeah, they
CT5,
changed the ATS and CTS.
new ZT5 Blackwing and CT5V and whatever that they come out with. Like it looks badass. You know, this is also we're talking $150,000 car,
Fuck.
but like it's crazy that they're still coming manual.
Bro, talking about that,
That's
did you
really
see the
cool.
new Acura Type R that they're making?
Integra?
Integra,
Integra?
yeah.
the
Not
Integra.
Type R. It's Type S.
Type S.
Whatever it is, but they're putting that.
Ugly,
They're
bro.
putting Type R Honda engine in it,
Oh,
and it's
no.
gonna actually make 5 more horsepowers.
No. 5?
5 more horsepowers, they said.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The new
I-
Integra.
So the new Integra, I'd prefer.
Ugly, bro.
I'd take a all-wheel drive turbo TLX before the
A-spec?
Integra. Yeah, bro.
A-spec? Yeah.
Fucking like 350
Yeah.
all-wheel drive V6 turbo from Honda. Fuck yeah, I'll take that.
Man, I don't know, man. I think V6 is, man. I like the inline sixes better, in my opinion. They're a much
Oh.
better engine, and then if you
They're-
turbo them, especially.
So sadly, we all wish you were right, but we all know you're wrong. It's just a matter of technology, bro. Why do you think everything is
No.
V6 now versus inline
I
six?
no, that's
Yeah.
obvious. That's
Yeah,
obvious. No, I
so-
get that, but
Balance,
I think as far as
power.
the sports car,
I think
as far as the sports
inline
car-
6, if you go
It's
like
just because-
Supra Skyline back in the day,
That's
yes.
and that's the only. Sad to say, that's the only reason we look at inline sixes and go,
Yes,
wow,
yes.
wow, because you have RBs, you have 2Js,
Yes,
you then like not an inline six, but like the.
but that's the reason. Even the E82, the BMW, is it a E82 engine?
I don't know.
That's
no,
an
so you're
inline.
talking about an N95, which is the 335
The
like
point is,
famous engine that the
the
BMWs
point
have.
is not because I
Oh,
don't
he's
think you
talking
look
about
at it
the
and say,
M3.
wow. The point is that those two JZ engines to this day are considered the best engines ever.
Yeah,
To
the
this
GOAT.
day, nothing can beat it.
But
With all the technology
it's
and everything
not,
together.
Not because it's an inline six.
It's just because it's inside the Supra.
No,
Nah,
it's,
bro,
so
it's-
the way you have the reason you have these 2Js and these RBs is because these engineers were given close to unlimited budget on designing these engines back in the day. Now, no car company
Nope.
gets that. None. So imagine if they did though. Imagine if they took the 400Z and when they went to go design that V6 and they're like, yo, proportion to the 2JZ, they gave him that budget now with inflation adjustment. Bro, that fucking 400Z would
But
be
let me-
nasty.
Yeah.
Fucking 1,000 horsepower.
But
It'd be
isn't the new
$100,000
Supra
more.
inline
It would be.
6?
It would
is.
be.
It is. It is a
100%.
But,
BMW
okay,
engine.
Let's go back to this that you say inline 6 is good. Look at GTR. It's V6.
Yeah.
V6.
Yeah, the GTR's V6.
Dude,
No, I get it.
3,300
No, I get it.
horsepower.
I get it. But then again, new GTR is not an old GTR, and
New
neither
Corvettes,
it is the new,
V6.
neither it is old Supra. You know what I mean? Yes, it is. Is it a Godzilla?
Well,
Yes,
New
100%.
Supra's still inline 6. They're
Yes.
using
Yes,
BMW as
yes,
inline 6.
yeah. It is an inline 6. But what I'm
Which
talking about
Toyota,
is
that was
the
a
2JZ
cheat.
engine. 2JZ engine.
Yeah.
Well, no, did Toyota really cheat? Because they
Yes.
took a really good freaking engine.
I
BMW's
I don't-
engine is up
I don't
there,
care.
bro.
I don't care. They decided to take their most iconic car of all time.
Yeah, and
And
then
then
put
don't
a
put their own engine
BMW
in it.
technology in
I
it.
think that's really dumb. I just
Yeah.
really think that's
But
dumb.
BMW
To take no, listen. You take your number one like flagship car,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, the car
and then
that
you
you're known
say
for.
I can't even do it myself.
yeah.
That's
so,
what you said. That's what you said. You said I had to outsource because I can't build the thing myself.
so remember, like
Saving
you're
money.
into watches, right? You're into watches, right?
I like watches a little
Arguably, Patek Philippe watches are the best watches
Yeah.
in the world.
bit. Yeah,
But
up
little
there, for
little
sure.
do people know that Patek Philippe watches were before contacted by another Swiss-made company, and they were making the guts for the Patek Philippe watches. And
Like
but
the
Patek
movement,
Philippe
yeah.
watches are still number one in the world. Do you see what I'm saying? The movement. So to me, Toyota actually did it pretty smart. Instead of dumping all that money, just like you're saying.
They did it smart. They did
yeah.
it
So for a
smart.
company that was
I'm
amazingly
not saying
smart.
they didn't do it smart, but what I'm saying is that it's not good in the eyes of like car enthusiasts.
Yeah,
not
but
what
at
the
the
people
at
want.
the end of the day, people still buying those supers.
Yeah,
and they still can't keep
because
them in
that's
a.
what
They
they
still can't keep them in the dealerships.
But let me ask you this: like the BMWs, right? The new M3s and the M4s, and
Sexy.
they're nice
That's
cars.
sexy.
But
bro.
man, they're junk, man.
Well, the
Because we all know
electronics are
German
junk.
engineering besides
Electronic-
Porsche.
What? I mean, what
No,
happened
no, no,
to
no. The engine and transmission and rear end, like those mechanical parts in them, are good. It's everyone that ever has issues is usually electronic
But
problems.
what happened to BMW? What happened? Like,
That,
iconic
exactly
BMW,
that.
What happened?
Electrical problems.
But not like why
They're
BMW
very
was
known
like,
for their
this is okay.
electrical.
Like we're gonna make another BMW that's gonna break down.
I can tell you what happened. Market change. Majority of people are leasing those cars. They're not buying them. The market has changed. People keep their cars 3-4 years and they get rid of them. So with that being said, the warranty is expired, and that's basically you buying a subscription service to BMW's fixing department. That's all you're doing. They're generating money by fixing the car. Like, think about it as a company. Is it worth for you to make a product that's gonna last and perform for 4 years, right? And then after that, they keep bringing it back to you
So,
for subscription, and you make more money
I have a
versus
question.
just making a product that lasts.
But then your reputation of the as a manufacturer.
People are still
Why-
going to
People
buy
why
the
do
BMW.
People still
why
gonna
do
buy it.
BMWs keep their value a lot more than Mercedes? Even when Mercedes is considered to be more high luxury, like you mean you get in a Mercedes versus a
Yeah, I
BMW,
don't know, I don't
and
know.
it's a little more
Because I
up
think
there when it comes to luxury.
because I think every BMW right off the facility comes up being a little more race geared, where a lot of the Mercedes are coming out a little more comfort
Comfort.
gear,
Luxury.
and there's that stigma of younger people drive the BMW, older people drive the Mercedes. So you're not gonna go and buy a E3 whatever, E430 or whatever as a young guy, but you'll go and buy a 5 Series BMW and have a little more sporty car, even if it's a 525.
I don't know if it has to do with that, because I know plenty of like kids that grown up when I was in
C63,
like C63 or I
Well,
want
wait a minute. You're
or
talking about
E-
C63
AMGs.
AMGs like,
or
yeah,
AMGs.
but
That's a
the
different
same-
story.
But that's no, it's not.
It
Because
is.
The same, no, it really isn't, because it's the same stigma put across the M class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. A regular BMW. Let's take a C300 Mercedes versus a regular
330.
330
Yeah.
330. That BMW is gonna feel and drive more sporty, a little more rough than that C300.
Yes.
And that's what I'm trying to say. When you're driving a BMW, it has a more feel of a sports car versus.
But is that really why they keep their value more?
I think it's just a demand, right? Like, so younger
I
kids
think
gonna want that.
BMW keeps the value more. You saying?
Yeah, 100%, bro.
It
They-
says why is BMW not relevant in F1?
I think
So-
Used to be.
Yeah, so you had a time when they were like
Yeah.
had a
Yeah.
good team or whatever.
yeah,
but-
because honestly, like, those races, I think nowadays I don't watch the races to see what car wins to buy that car, right? Like, that was the whole
No,
thing
yeah,
about the
you-
races back in the day, like the whole Ford
see what
GT
cars were
versus
good, yeah.
Ferrari story, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. That's what it was all about, right? Like, nowadays it doesn't really matter, right? Like, you just buying the car.
no, it's just about the competition and like the sport.
The money.
Like the people that are into and the money and the people that are actually into the sport. Like most people who are going to look to buy. Oh, do I want the new Mercedes or should I grab a Ferrari? I should go watch F1 to make that decision.
Yeah.
Nobody
gonna
does
go see
that.
How
You know?
good LeBron
So-
to buy his
And I
shoes.
think
Exactly. They're like, oh, I want to buy Nike or Adidas. Should I go or Nike or Under Armour? Should I go watch Steph or should I go watch LeBron? No, you don't. You know, that's kind
no,
of like
I
the same.
think it's just because BMW is geared to more towards younger generation, and younger generation is more willing to give a little bit of more money to get the car versus like, oh, I'm gonna look like an old man driving a C300 versus, oh, I'm gonna kind of look cool if I drive a 330i. You know what I mean? I think
makes
that's
sense.
that's
That
really
makes
the bottom line on that is. Yeah, and it's the same thing with Audis, right? Like, if you take a A4 has a pretty sporty feel to it. It's just nobody wants to buy it because it's a damn VW.
Yeah, but it's
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
I was
buy
about
a-
to say it's a sporty Passat.
Hey,
So-
watch out! Don't talk shit. Rodolfo is in the chat.
I mean,
He
I already
works for
told Rodolfo what
Volkswagen.
he needs to know about his VWs that he's gonna be selling.
Huh?
I already told Rodolfo what he needs to know about his Volkswagens that he'll be selling.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. To me, if I were to buy a car, like, even though I like
Never
the
buy-
German
no,
cars,
sorry.
they look super sick. Like, even if you look at the newer Audis, like the higher end Audis, man, they look
Yeah,
super
yeah.
sick. Like, from
Bro,
inside,
one of my
outside.
favorite cars is their Avant series is
Yeah.
what they call their wagons is the Avants.
Mhm.
Like the RS6 Avant Oh my God!
Well, just because you like the wagon, right? Let's say RS.
No, I mean, but the car is really nice. Like even the non,
to me, an
even the
RS6
non,
itself or an
exactly.
RS7,
Like even the
I mean?
non
They're all
versions are
nice.
really nice. What I'm saying is that I'm really fond of their wagons, and I think that's really nice.
You notice that Audi puts so much technology into their
Bro,
cars versus like
yeah,
the
like when
Mercedes
you get
and
into
Audi,
their
like-
high end stuff, you're getting those things. You're like, bro, this feels like 10 years in the future.
Yeah,
like
but
their new cars.
I don't want to see. I don't want to say never, but you probably will never catch me driving an Audi or a BMW. Or most likely Mercedes. It's a different story, but BMW or Mercedes, I wouldn't get into those because I don't want to deal with headache.
If I no, if I had the money, I would definitely get me an RS6 Avant.
I'll get an
Bruh.
M4.
Yeah, but you
RS6
like
of-
but you like those wagons. Who else makes
Not-
wagons?
No, not who else makes wagon?
Yeah,
The CTSV.
BMW makes a
CTSV. Yeah.
The BMW makes nasty wagon. Mercedes makes some nasty
Do they
wagons.
sell them here, or do you have to get one
No,
from
no,
Canada?
they sell them here. Yeah, they sell them
do.
here. The only wagon that I wish I could get that they sell only in Australia and Japan is the STI wagon.
Didn't we saw the other day the Jag wagon? Remember? On 49th, we saw a Jag wagon. Weren't you in car with me?
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I just don't know if I would ever buy, even if I had the
what
money.
crossover is fucking nasty. That GL AMG that Mercedes has.
Yes.
It's like a
Yes.
crossover.
Like
Yes.
an
Bro,
S6
Yes,
It's
or-
those are
fucking
nasty.
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 Yes.
Nasty.
And
It's
they
like a rally
sound
car.
nasty, yeah. They sound nasty. They drive nasty. It's, like, a
freaking
SUV on
rally car.
steroids.
Yeah, exactly.
Impala SS wagon.
Hell
Yeah.
You know what? Talking about Impala SS wagons, wasn't there a time where Australia had the
So Holden.
Holden?
You're talking
Yes.
about Holden. So Holden
Oh,
and Chevy, I don't know what's going on there, but you look at a Holden and you look at an Impala and you're like, that's the same car.
It is the same car. I think they had a. It was like a.
I think it's kind of like the
rebranded.
BRZ and the GT86.
Yes, I think that's
and,
exactly what it was.
What is the other one? Scion FRS.
Yeah.
Kind of like, or it's the same car and they share this, platform. But Holden has other cars too. Like they have this really famous like old Chevelle. Like it's like basically think of a
Yeah.
Chevelle back in the
Yeah.
day and make it modern.
You know,
Right?
here's
That's what Holden has, like the whole sedan / truck thing.
Yeah.
They have one of those.
here's me being the king of unpopular ideas. In my opinion, Buick was an overlooked car. I think Buicks
Grand
are
National?
great cars.
Bro, Buick
Not talking
National?
about Grand
I agree
National.
with that.
In general, all of the
Buicks have
Buicks, I
access
think they're
definitely.
great cars.
We had a
Comfortable,
Buick in my house and
reliable.
It was doo-doo,
For
apparently.
older folks.
My dad said it was a horrible car.
Well, I don't know, but
It
It
I
was one
think
of the
in
newer ones. Though, so-
2009 they
No.
partnered up with Toyota, and a lot of the parts they were buying from Toyota. And while they were in that age range of the 2009 and up,
Oh.
man, they were making some.
Aren't they GM now?
Another brand I think went from being poo poo to a lot better is Hyundai.
Hyundai. Yeah. Hyundai,
whatever
Kia.
you say.
Yep. Yeah.
Fuck.
Bro, have you seen the
Fuck that.
bro every
I ain't
time
driving that Korean shit.
bro
No, we're just saying that.
I'm not supporting Kim Jong Un, bro.
No, fuck no. It's not that, nigga.
well not if it didn't have a Hyundai stigma behind it,
Yeah.
like kind of like Seiko has the stigma behind their watches, and people like, oh, Grand Seiko, even though half of the people don't know, if you don't have Rolex money, then the next best thing is buying a Grand
Yeah.
Seiko. But because in the 80s Seiko went all electronic, the kind of quartz movement, whatever. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. The point is, the point is, just like you said, you know what I
My
mean?
solar panels are Hyundai.
Huh?
My solar
Really?
panels are Hyundai.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hyundai
didn't notice that.
makes fucking
Bro,
solar panels?
Every time I
You
see a
probably get half of
Genesis,
the power.
every time I see a Genesis on the road, you cannot tell me those cars don't look nice,
No,
man.
they
Okay.
look good, but
Shut
they're
up.
not
But-
Brother, you
reliable.
cannot tell me those cars
but-
look
They don't
nice.
hold value
Hey, listen.
at
They don't
all.
hold value. That's for
At
sure.
all. That's like the worst
And
probably holding
and
value
when you're
car.
talking about Genesis,
They still look
The whole
nice.
Genesis line, which is whatever the sedan or the coupe, right? The older coupes. That's like comparing the Shelbys to the normal Mustangs. They're not made the same. They're
No,
not like.
I
they-
get it.
they're
I
a
get
little
it. But
different.
yes, they are a little bit different. But the point I'm
Like
trying to say,
the-
I'm at the point where I want to drive a car that I actually enjoy from outside and inside, because I'm gonna spend a lot of time inside. I want to have something nice from the inside because it's comfortable. It's good for a nine.
My cousin Sebastian, he had when they had the V8 sedan
Yeah.
Genesis. It was nice. It was
Yeah,
nice. They called it the
V8s.
Batmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
How
come
much
with
that
5.0.
car cost? 80 grand? 70 grand?
No, now it does. Yeah,
Now
now
they're
now it
brand
is.
new ones.
Wait
Yes.
5 years, it's gonna cost 7.
Yeah. This is a
No, I
Hyundai.
mean I get it. No, it's not gonna cost 7, but it'll gonna cost 40.
No, it won't.
It'll cost 25,
Pull it up,
30.
Miggy. Go on Auto
Miggy.
Trader or something like
Let's
that.
see.
And pull it
Auto
up.
Let's
Trader,
see.
Mega, go to Auto
I got it.
Trader.
And
Look
pull up
2000.
2019.
19, not 15. Why would you
19,
get
a few
15?
years, 4 years, nigga.
Okay,
Come on.
2015. Okay. Oh,
2019.
2019 Genesis.
My car's almost 2015.
Look up. I'm telling you, they're gonna be about 40K.
30.
30.
Yeah, 30K.
30K.
But a 2015 Genesis,
80.
you can get a V6 that's turbocharged, putting out 350 horsepower.
My car's 2018. I didn't even pay near that, and it cost almost as much now with the inflation.
I
market
get it, but that
as it
Genesis will
left the
still whoop
fucking
your ass on a
dealership.
red light.
I don't give a shit.
That's all I'm saying.
Buy, go.
And the design.
Bye.
Guess what?
Bye,
We can do a-
Spitless.
We can do a million mile test. Let's see which one lasts
And
longer.
arguably the design of that Genesis is better looking than the Lexus, and I own a damn Lexus.
No, I don't think so.
I think
I don't
so,
think it
bro.
looks better.
I
No. The grill on your guys'
new
car
ones look better.
is nasty.
I think the
yeah,
new
but
ones
because
look
we have
better.
the F Sport version, which makes the grill a
The
little bit
G80.
different.
No,
If you
it's
go,
same
if you
shit.
bought the regular,
It's same shit.
what do you mean it's the same? It's
It's
not.
the
The
same
color
grill.
is different.
It's
The
same.
grill?
The color
same.
makes it.
Same,
The grill is
same.
the same, but the color makes it. Our
Yeah.
grill is a little bit darker. It's blacker, so it has a
The
different
new,
look
but
to
even
it.
like for example, like for oh my god, I saw this car and I was like, damn, I actually like that. The new IS, really, really
yes,
nice.
yes.
Really,
New IS looks nice.
Really, really nice.
Yeah, they made it a little more wide body kit looking.
Yes,
yeah,
it's
they made
bigger
it a
than
little more
before.
sporty.
And
they
they
have-
have IS 500,
Oh really?
but it's like limited production. It's got the 5-liter V8. in
Oh
it.
shit! Look, he sold his Camaro 2SS
2015
Yeah.
for what
Honda
he paid for
Genesis.
10 years later.
Yes.
You're
You're
looking-
stupid for selling it.
Arthur, you're
You
looking
could have
around
sold
like
for double now.
for the Genesis for the 2015. You're looking around like 19,000.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Nah,
the
bro, I think this
2015
looks better
Genesis.
than the Genesis.
What is that?
A new IS 350.
I knew
think
IS
the new
350. Yeah,
G80s look
yeah, but well, you're comparing that to an old. That's a new redesign of the IS, right? Like you're comparing that to the 3-4 year old Genesis. G,
No, I'm saying the new
G70.
Genesis.
Have you seen the new? Maybe go to see if you can pull up the new Cadillac, electric Cadillac. They're asking like 300,000. Have you seen that shit?
What?
Yeah. Look it up. New electric Cadillac. I don't know what it's called. But some
That's
crazy
ridiculous, man.
looking-
Cadillac.
That blue
300,000?
one on the right looks
Cadillac Lyric.
I think
Lyric maybe. Yeah.
Cadillacs were a great car. Like removed 7,
like
10
Cadillac
years
a lot.
ago.
Is it that one?
Now,
Yeah. Look at that shit.
I like Cadillac a lot. I mean, like I said,
300 grand.
CTSV is one
nah,
of my
man, get
favorite
out of here.
cars.
Mercedes don't cost that much. They want 300 grand for a Cadillac. They're out of their mind.
Yeah.
Zeus.
I'm driving around a
Zeus,
G wagon
babe, call
Maybach
him.
at that point.
Tesla.
You know what I mean? I'm good.
Drive around a Tesla for a lot less.
Yeah. And gap
Yeah.
you.
Get some. No,
Yeah,
Gotta be
300K,
hard.
bro, for that car, bro.
no,
How-
it's ridiculous.
what's the specs on it? You know, like what are?
Who cares?
Go
It's
on
300K
their-
go on
Cadillac,
their
bro.
page,
Look
Miggy,
up,
go on their
yeah.
page. Go on the Cadillac Lyric, whatever page. Whatever the hell it's called. What the? Is it that one? No, I don't think it's the Lyric. Let me see. Let me look it up, Miggy.
Anyway, I don't know, man. Cadillac, $300,000 don't make no damn sense. $300,000, you buy a Lamborghini. Why would you buy a Cadillac?
Right.
It makes no
The
sense.
Celestic.
Can almost
what
buy a
is it
So
plane.
let's put cars into a bracket. You have 50K.
Celestic. Yeah. Right there. Right there.
Celestic.
Yeah, right there.
You got 50. You got 50 grand. Or no, let's start lower because you can buy.
Alright,
you
go.
can buy a brand new car for 25. What $25,000 car are you buying? So you know this is a range of Civics, Camrys, and Corollas.
$25,000?
Yeah.
We're
What are we
talking-
buying?
How
No,
old?
you gotta go brand new. So that's what I'm saying. It's gotta be a
Okay.
Corolla. It's gotta be a
Oh,
Camry.
brand new?
Yeah, it's gotta be a shitty Civic.
Honda
It's
Civic.
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 Civic, hands down.
Look at that. Look
Yeah.
how ugly that is, bro. The back.
All right, for 5,000 more, I'd
Very
go with
nice.
that
I
GR
might-
Corolla.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I might
Well,
go with the GR, with
you
the
said
GR.
$20,000.
25.
Yeah.
So
Look,
5,030
they
would
bought a
be.
Cadillac ATS.
Yeah, they're
Keep it a
known
year
for
was
being
junk.
junks, yeah. They were known for being terrible.
Oh, bro.
Is it what the normal ATS or the V?
Not a regular ATS.
ATS. I was looking at an ATS V. I really like those. They're nice.
Golf cart, he said
That's a
golf
lot
cart.
of money.
Yeah, they're expensive as fuck.
Golf
No,
cart probably
so, okay,
lasts
so
longer.
you talking about new car?
Yeah. So Civic, right?
If all you had was $25,000, this is what I would do. I would buy a beater Civic for
I said
$4,000 and keep the
He
money.
said new. He said
He
new.
said brand new.
Yeah, I know, but I wouldn't
Civic.
buy it.
Civic.
Civic.
Buy a brand new golf cart.
Yeah, why not? It gets if it's
I
Eric's
was
golf
a-
car, it gets
listen, if I
77
was
miles
like
an
a
hour. Why not?
student and I was, trying to, meet
I would not
my
get a
ends
loan.
meet.
That's what I'm
Civic.
saying. I would not
Okay,
get a
Civic.
loan.
We can
Yeah,
all, I think,
Civic.
agree like a Civic or a Corolla.
Yeah,
For sure.
50,000. What are you buying? This is a big.
50,000.
This doors have gotten a lot bigger.
50,000.
New,
New.
What's my
new
option?
50,000. What's out there for 50,000 new?
You could probably scoop a nice BMW, Mercedes, a Lexus.
Not brand new.
Lexus, you can get a
Yeah, you
Lexus
get
maybe
an
brand
IS
new.
for 50.
Yeah, IS all
You
day.
get a
F
IS.
Sport all day.
Mm-hmm.
They're
IS
like
Red
40 something.
A new Q50 Red Sport.
They
No,
oh,
that's
they're
60.
like 60
That's like
something.
60,
I'll
70K.
buy it a little bit used.
A little bit.
You just said new, bro. Don't be breaking
New,
rules.
motherfucker.
Don't be breaking rules. I could say I want to buy a Toyota Supra. Shit.
Less specs.
Let's spec.
Can you take the tires out? I'll put my own shit.
I'll put my own tires.
50.
Put hubcaps on that shit.
That new 400C. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
You can get that for 50K.
Yeah, they're nothing
How much are
crazy.
BMWs? I don't know.
BMWs, new, 60, 70, 80K.
Jorge coming out with a Nissan Maxima SR. Get out of here, bro.
Out of here.
Nissan Maxima SR.
Acura TLX.
All right, 75K.
75K.
Now we're
Jumping out.
talking.
Hey.
75K. What I would
At
buy.
75K, I'd get a RC F Sport.
I'll probably get
Not
a,
F Sport, but RCF.
RCF.
I'd probably
okay.
get a GSF.
I'd probably get some type of AMG
70K, you won't
or a Grand
like you're not
Cherokee or
getting it.
Trackhawk.
You can get a
Trackhawk, yeah, you can get
I
that,
get a Trackhawk.
but
oh hell yeah, that's what we talking.
nah, I'm getting
75K.
RC.
Hey,
I'd-
take
I'd-
your kids to school right there.
I'd get that ATSV.
Yeah.
Brand new. Yeah. Not, how much they
I'd-
cost brand new?
I get a brand new. I don't think you can get a RCF for that. But not even a GSF for 75. No.
all right. So what's next? 70K. Where are we going after that?
100 grand.
100 grand. Yeah.
100 grand. Oof.
That's a lot of money to blow.
I would
GTR.
probably, if I didn't give a
Porsche.
shit,
You know what? I would negotiate the shit out of it,
Either-
and I would
Porsche.
get the 2-door Porsche. You gotta
If-
get the Cayman. You get in the Cayman, and they're usually about 107, and you can't really negotiate the price on that. They're about $110,000.
yeah, I would probably either get a Porsche or either get a Mercedes like E63 or C63
Mhm.
or an M4 bloated.
You know what I would do? I would,
Oh, new Corvette.
Oh, Corvette.
Oh,
New-
Corvette.
The new Corvette.
Corvette,
Corvette.
New
or
Corvette.
or the
Fuck
Corvette,
yeah.
or the
Broke back Ferrari right there.
yeah, or the
Corvette, yeah,
or
probably
the
Corvette.
LC
The
Lexus.
new LC.
Lexus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what is it? The LFA replacement.
Yes.
Uh,
You saw the new Lexus Coupe?
Yeah, like a rendition or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would get that.
What is that one? What's the LC 500? Yeah.
The LC, yeah. Do they
Or-
still even make the LC though? I feel like they stopped that.
I don't
I
think
saw
they
one
make
the other
it.
day,
I
but
think
anyway. Or I would go the SUV route and I would get the LX Lexus.
LX
That fucking
570.
thing is indestructible.
I think they're more expensive than 100 grand, but
Yeah.
the
No, if you
the
don't
Toyota
get the
Land Rovers,
if you nah,
The
I wouldn't
what?
get a Land Rover.
Land Rover?
not Toyota. What is it?
The Land Cruiser.
Land Cruiser.
Yeah,
Land
but they
Cruiser.
stopped making those.
The Land Cruiser.
Yeah,
They're
When?
only
they're gonna
all-
just produce it for the for
Yeah, for
Far
the
East
Afghanis-
market. Yeah,
because they like to drift them in the sand dunes. so-
yeah, they're not.
New Corvette Stinger is garbage.
Get out of here, Jorge.
Bro, get out of here faster than your Mustang.
Z06,
I don't
Z06
know
at
about
100 grand, bro.
No, 06 is like 150.
No,
Well,
06
with their
will cost you
blown
more
up
than that.
prices-
More than that.
180.
180.
With their blown up MSRP is at 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
no, Stingray for 100. Yeah, that's what you're getting.
Yeah,
Yes.
but
Get
I
a
don't know.
Z06 with no.
All right,
Mustang.
boys.
Turbo.
150,000.
150.
150K
Porsche.
Porsche all day.
Yeah.
911,
How much is the yours?
Euros?
Probably
Oh,
like a
lot,
quarter
too.
million.
Yeah.
$250,000. Yeah, yeah. Porsche 911. I wouldn't even question it. 150.
Mhm.
911.
You're driving in style.
911.
Some type of Ferrari.
You're not getting anything brand new
Yeah.
at that point, unless you're talking about like a
Yeah.
California. Like you might as well be driving a grocery getter. You know what I mean?
That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
okay with California. It's a Ferrari, bro.
Yeah, still, I'm still getting a Porsche. Fuck
I
that.
think I'd do the
Ferrari is
Porsche
a
over there.
Ferrari.
Ferrari, even if it's got 3 wheels.
On hubcaps, it's still a Ferrari.
Nah, nah.
Hey, why don't you line
Porsche
up
911.
that
Yeah, I didn't
Corvette
think so either. Jorge. I don't
versus,
think the Stingray is faster than
in
my
your
Shelby.
Shelby, bro. 161 GTR, oh boy.
Yeah, but we're talking about 150. 161 don't count.
Hey,
That's
161
above
don't
the
count.
budget.
Come on, bro. Wait
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't-
next.
I don't
wait
know.
For
I
the
think
next budget,
I
bro.
think I'd do a Porsche.
Porsche,
Yeah.
bro. No
Yeah.
questions asked.
I will
911.
go Porsche over GTR. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
sorry. I know that you can tune the GTR and make it faster, blah blah, blah, but Porsche.
Yeah, but it's still
is
going to be a damn
status, bro.
Nissan. It's still going to be
status, bro.
Nissan. Porsche
Yeah,
made
and you
it.
I
can
know
get-
Kevin probably has different
You
opinion.
can even,
because
and you can
Yeah,
get
I
the
like
Porsche
Porsche.
manual. You can get the Porsche manual. So
Why
so
would
like
you? The Tiptronic is faster anyway.
yeah,
No, but like
but it's
driver's
not
car.
the- Yeah,
Same.
driver's car. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not the same.
manual all day.
Man, everybody pretend like they're race
Like,
car
it's for-
drivers and shit.
No,
No, it's not. It's not.
I miss
it's,
my
more fun.
manual.
It's not.
I miss
It's
my
not
manual.
about that, bro. I dream about driving manual.
Yeah, I miss my
Literally,
manual.
like dream
I
about
miss
driving
my
manual.
manual.
2022 Mercedes AMG GT.
Yeah, you could do that
Oh,
for
yeah.
150.
Yeah,
you can.
you can.
That's the one that looks kind of crossoverish, no?
No.
No,
No,
that's
no,
the
no.
one with like really long hood.
Long
Yeah,
hood.
and a kind of like
Yes.
Kind of like the SL and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Kind of like a grocery getter, but not really.
GT.
No, not really.
Wait.
GT, yeah, it's a four
Go ahead
door.
and pull it up.
Mickey, can you pull up
Mercedes
a
GT.
Mercedes AMG GT, please?
You usually see them with the like.
And the Cadillac is I want it. It's a wagon. I want it. I'll take it.
That's not a wagon. That looks like the new Honda.
They look like ugly as
That looks like the new Honda.
holy shit.
Nah, bro. All right, so 200K. Where you
Oh
at?
yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah, 200K. Where you at?
200K. Yeah, I'm buying a Ferrari at that point.
Yep.
Lambo.
Ferrari.
Lambo.
You said you're a Lambo guy. You're Lambo Ferrari.
Ferrari for sure.
Yeah.
Me Ferrari. always go.
Like Ferrari.
Lambo.
I don't know.
When it comes
would be
to
a very
Ferrari.
difficult
So like
for me.
some people are like, oh, the sound's so much better. No,
I'm too young for
I-
Ferrari.
I respect Ferrari way too much versus like
Nah.
Lamborghini.
Nah, I like them tractors.
I just like the way they look way better than Lambos.
Yeah, but you're not getting a good looking Ferrari for 200 grand. You're not. You're
No,
just
you can
not.
at 200.
I mean,
Yeah.
Can
What
you
Not a
get
good looking
can
one.
you
Trying to
get
say
a
then that all the
Lambo for
Lambos look the
200,
same?
bro?
Mm,
Yeah, they do.
All right then. You see.
a base.
Yeah, but it
Huracan.
still looks sleek
Not
and like
even,
all
bro. I
like
think not even.
futuristic and
Mickey,
whatever.
what's the price on
Not
a
really.
Lamborghini Huracan base price?
It's 250 probably.
Yeah, I don't think it's even 200.
Probably
Yep,
250.
911 GT3, baby. Now we talking.
See, that's the only Porsche I would buy.
That's a fucking Porsche.
Why?
How much, Mickey?
Because I just don't see any other Porsche
209,331,000.
worth
So
it.
you can negotiate if you go
Yes.
in with cash.
So, I think there's a lot of Porsches I would like. For example, like a normal Turbo S. I'll take it. I'll
Yeah.
take it, 100%.
Turbo S, bro, like
but
plenty.
but I am a big fan of like the
GT4?
no GT3 RS, which is
Oh,
the
GT3,
NA one.
sorry.
Like for you to tell me, yeah, we've got this little flat six that's making 500 something horsepower. What? NA? How? I want to be in that thing. I bet the torque, like for example, like how we talk about like your 370 versus like turbo cars and not non-naturally aspirated cars, like it's different. Cars that have this power naturally aspirated versus these forced induction cars, like their low end torque is nasty.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next? Unlimited budget? What do you buy?
No, because the limit is different. Let's go 500K.
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 Yeah, now we're balling.
Aventador or SVJ.
You could probably scoop one up.
Yeah, 550 SVJ.
Yeah.
How much is a LaFerrari?
Can I buy 2 cars?
La
That's like
Ferrari,
shit.
a few million.
Yeah, that's
It's
in
like
a million.
2.3
Yeah.
million, some shit like that.
Can you buy 2
A
cars?
little over.
Can we buy two cars?
Pick my
No, one car.
One car?
SVJ
So
or
500K,
Aventador. Aventador
I'd
regular or
Be
SVJ.
buying.
Maybe like a Ferrari Stradale or something. Some. You know what I
Although
mean?
at
Like 488,
500K you have some
488
good looking fucking
GTO
Ferraris you
or
can
some
scoop
shit
up
like
too.
that.
Yeah,
Some
like
of
you could
their
get a
newer stuff.
You could get like a 488 Pista.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Pistas are nice.
Oh, that hood.
stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it's not. I think it's the headlights that make it, not
No,
just.
man,
the
I
hood.
like the way that, like, instead of having that flat hood, it has that dip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
curve.
Oh my god, that
I
thing
love that
looks
one, too.
sick. McLaren 720, but I was thinking McLaren too. But McLaren, like, so many people talk
Yeah.
all this shit about how uncomfortable and like
Not only that, bro.
inconvenient they are.
As many videos as I watched, everyone always says they're missing like parts and things that should be there.
QC
They're not
shit, probably.
QC shit. They're missing. You know what I mean?
How much longer we got?
Huh?
How much longer we got? So she don't make food.
We're about to finish. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
10
McLaren,
minutes.
I wouldn't get a McLaren. They're just uncomfortable. There's that big ass gap in between the seat and a door. Like you have
Right, I
that
feel like the
3-foot
Corvette has
gap
that
in
too.
between. You have
The
to
new
hop over.
The new Corvette has that same style.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 million. What are we buying?
No, well, you didn't say. What'd you get in 500? I didn't hear you.
My 500.
A house? Is that?
Shit, a new dump truck.
The new dump truck.
Yes, Integra Type R all day, 60 miles with 60 miles on it. You can scoop one up for
I don't
50
know.
grand.
Probably a yours if they're in their price.
Urus, yeah, Urus.
Yeah.
That's a
I feel like that's a
Have you noticed how there's a lot of Porsches and Lambos that people want to buy? Because they're good cars. You know, it is what it is.
No,
That's
it's just they're flashy.
That
Yeah.
VW knows what they're doing at the higher
It's just
end.
they're flashy.
It's the flashy. 1
Look,
million.
you bring in
what
people
we
with
buying?
actual money. and
Miggy,
they'll be
Miggy,
like,
we didn't ask Miggy. What
Cadillac.
Miggy buying for 500? Miggy, Miggy, what are you buying for 500K, bro? You go?
A motorcycle.
Miggy says souped up Corolla.
You know the number one Corolla you
I'm
made
gonna
this year?
stick with
I
the
want that
Toyota
one.
Corolla, dog.
Huh?
Just a Toyota Corolla.
Just a Toyota Corolla?
My whole entire life, I don't care.
But give me a Ducati when it comes to the bike, right? Like,
I'm
Or
more of a
MV
fan-
Augusta. You seen those MV Augustas, bro?
Or a
Like that's
Aprila?
where they have the 4 pipes in the back, bro. They're so sexy.
you know what bikes I think look really cool? The ones that Keanu Reeves and his company makes. Those are really
Yeah,
nice.
they're about 100,
Oh.
150 grand a pop, I
Yeah,
think.
know what you're talking about.
They're pretty up
They
there.
look really,
So
really
1
nice.
million. What are you buying? Shit, I don't even know what's in that territory.
LFA.
Chiron.
Is it even?
Yeah.
It's
they're
not new, but I don't
brand
give a
new.
fuck. I'm breaking
I
my
love
own
that
rules.
car, too.
Nah. You can't do that.
LFA.
Nah, you can't do it. You can't break
LFA.
the rules.
I'll,
Can't break the
I'll
rules.
reach out to Lexus and be like, can you make me a new one?
What's-
Yeah, okay.
What's the Chiron at?
Chiron?
Is it at a
Chiron?
million?
Chiron.
Chiron.
Chiron's like 2 point something or 1 point
Yeah,
something.
you're
It's
not
over
gonna.
a million for
Yeah,
sure.
you can't get that.
I
And 1
think
million,
it's
bro.
like 3 point something actually.
I don't know what I
But
would buy for
1
$1
million brand new car.
1 million buckaroos.
What's he?
I'm
what's
going with like the baddest Porsche I can find. Cause at that point, when you go past the million, I feel like you're beyond like
Eric,
luxury.
please,
this,
bro.
luxury
1
that, luxury
million
that.
for a
No, like,
BMW.
At that point, I'm going for like the nastiest sports thing, like because you've passed the point of like the luxury of the luxury.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You're
Like,
at the hypercars at
You're
that
at
know
the
point.
what I would
hyper,
buy?
like the fastest, right? So like, what is the
You know what I
GT2
buy?
RS cost something like
You know where I
700
fucked up?
something K, right? So
You know where I fucked up at 200? I should have said the Tesla Roadster. I done fucked up at that. 200, I would have get the Tesla Roadster.
You know what I
Nobody
buy?
said Bentley or Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Get the fuck out
I
of
would say the same shit, like a SUV, Kulinan, whatever.
Oh,
You know,
that
like-
Hell
SUV.
no.
Yeah, no, that
Bro, with that
Rolls
car, you
SUV.
need to have a driver. You got more controls in the
No,
back seat than you
bro.
have in the front.
No,
What are
I
you
don't
talking
need the
about?
driver. I want to drive it.
Fuck that. No,
the
I want to sit in
driver.
the back. I want to sit in the back and sign billion-dollar deals, bro. That's what the car is for.
What I wonder is what it feels like to like, because those
2000
cars have power.
Nigga, can
Like
I look
They do.
Bentleys, Bentleys have
do.
power.
2020
And what
Five-
kind of engines do they use?
Yeah, that's the thing though. They're boats.
What
I
kind of
wonder-
engines do they use?
The
Bentley's
chat.
V8 like V8
up
twin
that
turbo.
BMW.
Yeah, but who
in the
makes
chat.
them?
I don't know.
BMW.
I don't know.
Who?
Yeah.
No,
Bentley? I don't
Bentley.
Not Bentley, but the Rolls-Royce.
No,
Rolls-Royce is made by BMW. It's BMW engines.
no.
Okay, might be wrong. But, nah,
What the
man.
hell? Eric's
Bentleys
saying
or
that,
any of the Rolls
Eric's
Royces,
saying that
Maybachs, is sitting in the back.
2023 BMW CSL cost 1 million. What? From what? What type of BMW is it? It's got flying wings. Look up. Just Google.
So they have a specific
2023
the-
BMW CSL.
the big ass V12 that they use is
And look up images.
sourced from BMW, but it's not like it comes from any other car. Like
No, it doesn't come from it. It's
Yeah.
sourced from BMW.
Yeah.
It's BMW
they
engine.
well,
Go
I-
to images
it's-
real quick.
what? No, what I'm trying
That's
to say-
right, Felix. That's right. That's what happens when you're single and you have no kids. You don't have to worry about them 4 doors.
Oh, that
Vans
thing?
rules.
Yeah, it doesn't cost $1 million.
But talking about bro, no joke. Vans are pretty cool. The reason I say Vans are
Minivans,
pretty cool.
minivans.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I want Boosted Boys Odyssey.
Yeah, with the
Minivans are
K20.
amazing. Have you seen like the
big
new
ass
Kia
turbos are like a
minivans?
90.
Bro, you know what I like in a
Kia
Vans?
Carnival or something. Those are, bro.
Bro, what I like in a Vans? You push couple of buttons, all the doors open up, all the windows open up, like you got the controls, like boom, boom, boom,
That's
like
why
you
I
know,
want
take
a
care of
Rolls
everything.
Royce, because you can push and the door open, you can push and the door closes. That's why.
I want to be getting in a Rolls Royce when somebody's opening the door for me and I'm getting in a back seat. There's a driver that drives me from point A to point B. I can do whatever the fuck I want in the back and drink my champagne or my whiskey or my vodka whenever I want to. And not worry about who's
You
going to
can't
drive me home, how I'm
drink
going to
in
get
the
home.
Car, bro.
Of course you can. It's a damn Rolls Royce. That's what you do in a Rolls Royce. You drink.
If you're in a Rolls
Drink
Royce,
champagne and fuck bitches in Rolls Royce. That's what we do.
That's what you do. You pull up, you don't even have to drive, bro. And you got a security guard sitting in the passenger seat.
I wonder what it's like to drive one of those cars because you're really
Thank
talking.
You, Jorge.
You're really talking about something that is definitely meant for you. The person that owns the car doesn't drive it.
Correct. Even like the Mercedes, like the S500,
Yes.
it's a limo class car. You're supposed
you
to have a
don't-
driver for
You
it.
don't even have to go as far as the S class.
Yeah,
Even the higher E classes.
yeah, they're
are meant for backseat
limo class.
drivers,
That's why
yeah.
it's called limo class
Or
car.
like, remember my mom's Lexus?
Yeah.
What was it?
LS?
LS 460.
That's a limo class
It
car.
literally had the L after the 460 meant
Yeah.
limousine.
Yeah, it's
That
the
was a big
limo
car.
class
It
car.
was nasty
very big
inside.
car.
It was nasty inside. Like for a car that was from like 2008
Oh,
or
shit, it's got so
2006,
many
had
things.
air suspension. It had the brake
Yes.
hold. It had like heated back seats
Yes.
that moved.
Mirrors in the back that
Yeah.
fold from the roof.
And it's not being lazy, Jorge. When you have that kind of money, when you got Maybach or like that Rolls Royce money, you got to be working on some deals. That's what you're doing in the back seat. You don't just chill there. You're signing deals.
Yeah,
That's what
putting,
you're doing.
Fuck that! Give me my
87.
Porsche. I want to drive that sound bitch.
Yeah, no, I mean that if you're talking about driving, yeah, Porsche.
Okay, what about unlimited money?
Unlimited money, I'm getting one of the most rarest things, like Paganini or some
Pagani.
Pagani,
Pagani.
whatever the fuck their name is.
It's
Pagani
not
Huayra.
Panini, bro. It's
You
Yeah,
hungry?
Panini.
You hungry, my guy? Yeah, you got the Pagani.
The Pagani.
Huayra. You can start looking at things like
And
a
Bugattis,
P1
yeah,
or
F40?
or La Ferraris and
Does
any of
F40
those.
qualify?
it's an F40. We'll make an exception.
Okay. I'd
Yeah,
probably get
no,
a-
you're getting
either a
the-
40 or a Bugatti.
Fuck it! I'm gonna source Mercedes and Ferrari to build me a personal
Oh,
F1 car.
Hey, you know which one?
You said unlimited, right?
Hey, you
Right,
know what? The
unlimited
new
means
Mercedes, the one, AMG one.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about, bro. They basically like
the Valkyrie.
Mercedes.
Aston Martin Valkyrie.
No, not Valkyrie, but it's
I'd probably get a Koenigsegg.
what are you talking about?
Koenigsegg,
The one that's not
another
street legal.
rare ass
No, they
car,
have two
or any
different
of those.
ones.
What's the Rimac?
There's a
Rimac
sh-
makes the rare ass
Oh,
cars
No,
as
Rimac
well.
Something like
electric.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rimac.
No, but I'm with him on the Mercedes one. This is a car that
The
literally like
F1 engine in it?
Formula One engineers help like do it. It's got an F1 like style engine in it.
Yeah, but see,
Oh,
you're getting
man.
that car. You're getting that car. It's a F1 designed car, correct? So it's designed to kind of like have that type of technology, that type of speed. Where in the fuck are you gonna drive it?
Trash it in St. Pete.
Yeah, where are you gonna drive it?
275. Boom.
Every red light, you're gonna go up to 40 miles an hour and then stop at the red light. What are you gonna do with it?
Not
You
when
have
you go
unlimited
0 to
money,
60
Jay.
in 1.2
Not
Forgot
when you're
your
inside
unlimited
the-
money.
I
seconds.
moved
Not
to
when you-
Germany.
Not when you're inside a
Autobahn.
Pagani when everybody's turning heads at that point. That's why you get in the damn car for is turning heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Panini is
You're
from
right.
Panera Bread, he said.
The Mercedes one will cost
Sandwich for the
2.7
boys.
million. Yeah,
What does
that's
that look like? I haven't seen it.
Oh
Miggy,
my
can you
God,
pull it
it's
up?
beautiful.
Mercedes and
Yes.
Mercedes what?
It is actually like it looks like it belongs in a GT
Oh yeah, that
class.
thing looks nice. That thing
Like
looks
it
nice.
doesn't look like it belongs in the streets. It looks like it belongs in a GT racing.
But I
like-
think it would be waste of $2 million, bro.
No, it's not. It's F1, my guy.
It's a waste of $2 million.
No,
This is
it's
why
not.
it's a waste
No,
of
no,
$2 million
no, it's not.
because
It's that.
number one.
That is like the one car I would say is not.
Just hear me
You
out.
got F1 tied to it.
Hey, just hear me out. Why it's a waste of money. Number one, you yourself. I don't care how many driving licenses you take. You will not be able to pull that
It's
car
got
to
traction
its
control.
max. You will not be able to push that car to its max. Number one. Number two, on a rare occasion that you'll get a chance to drive it on a track, you're still not gonna be able to do shit. And then during the sit, it's like wasting the money having a car that's gonna sit in your garage collect dust so you can look
I
at it.
agree with you only on corners. I'll be able to fucking go fast in a
Hey,
straight
let me
line.
tell you
motherfucker.
something.
I'm
Yeah,
going
but
fast.
you're not gonna go to the full potential of it. I mean, a regular Corolla can do the same damn thing.
Unlimited
You go
money,
fast in a Corolla.
unlimited
Corolla doesn't
money.
go like 100 miles an hour.
It
in-
doesn't.
I buy
less
that
than 2
car.
seconds.
Doesn't
I
sound
buy
like
a
an F1 car.
personal
That too.
trainer that trains me to go fucking fast.
You're not gonna be able to do it.
Give me
You're not.
Verstappen's number, motherfuckers.
You're not gonna be
train
able-
me.
Yeah,
How
you're gonna
much
have.
you
Jay,
want?
you forgot the part of the unlimited money.
Yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter because you're still not gonna be able to push it to its limits. Because if that was the case, all of us would be race car
I'll
drivers
pay
by now.
somebody to push it to the limit while I'm in the seat.
Well, yeah, but
Right,
then you're not
right.
driving.
All right,
but then you're
all right,
not
Max.
driving it.
I can't do it,
What's
but
the
you're
point of
gonna do
having a
it, and I'm
Bentley
gonna
then?
sit in the passenger
What's
seat.
the point of having
To
a
sit in
Bentley
the
then?
back seat.
All right then. Well, you
Not
buy
if it's a
that and
Continental
sit in the
GT. It's a
passenger
coupe.
seat.
You're not getting in that back
I
seat.
ain't getting a Continental GT. You're crazy. If I'm getting a two-door, it's gonna be a Porsche. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm driving the Porsche because it's kind of like it's a sports car, but not like it's an everyday driving sports car. And you can speed on it.
I
you
feel
do
like a
this and do that. It's
Continental-
still not gonna hit the
I feel like a
max on it.
Continental
You know what's
GT
funny?
would be a good like everyday sports car. You're
Okay.
driving around in a Bentley, stupid comfortable. It's got like 550
Yeah, and the size
horsepower.
of a 50-foot yacht. Fuck that. It's not
Hey,
a sports
hey,
car,
Albert.
bro.
You know what's funny,
So
Jay?
we need to know, out of audience, unlimited budget. What would you buy? No garbage, no jokes.
Felix already
Don't
said
come
he's
at me
getting
with
a
this
minivan.
bullshit like Mickey talking about
legit
Corolla.
car, legit
What I was
car,
gonna say, Jay, you know how
unlimited
many
budget,
compliments
one
I've gotten
car. What
with
do you
my car,
pick?
people
Put in the
thinking that it's a
comments.
Bro, it's
Your
hilarious.
cars?
Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, cause see
It's
this
so funny.
anytime you get a Porsche or a Ferrari or Lamborghini, who's gonna talk to? It's usually dudes that understand what the car is. Majority of people they're like gonna look, oh wow, this is a Porsche, isn't it? Yep, it is a
A lot
Porsche.
of people.
Yep.
It got to the point where I started seeing Porsche drivers, and I would say "nice Z," and they would just laugh back.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's funny.
yeah, no, it is. I mean, when you get in a super nice car, or you get in a super nice watch. As a guy, most people have no fucking idea what it is. It's only people that understand what you're driving that understand or what you own.
Especially mine. It doesn't look like
Yeah.
every regular Z.
Yeah,
out there.
like I mean, you get a Lambo and it's got a nice color. That might turn some heads
Jorge,
because it's got a
a
nice color, but they
car,
have
bro.
zero idea what they're
Not a
driving.
helicopter. You
Yes,
that,
I don't-
did you
helicopter,
fail in
helicopter
school,
driver.
bro? Did you fail in school?
Remember,
bro?
he did. We
And
went
no
to
traffic
college
in
with
the
him.
air.
Jesus Christ, bro. Legit
Mm,
car
shit.
name. I need a car name from the audience. What each person is picking with unlimited budget. No freaking
And-
Punto,
Boeing
Yugo.
And Felix, you are 100% right. I don't have hair for a sports car. That's why shit ain't gonna stick to my hair, and it's gonna be always nice and smooth head. And I'm gonna have no drag because of the hair.
No drag coefficient.
Yeah,
Zero.
zero. What is the driver's drag coefficient? Zero.
0.
He's bald.
But no, yeah, that's why.
Plus, he gets
I-
a positive drag coefficient.
Jorge wants to get a Black Hawk so he can go help in Ukraine.
You said Black Hawk?
Jorge wants a helicopter, Black Hawk. So he
Oh,
can
I
go
thought you
help
said
him.
Jorge
Black-
wants Black Hawk. I said,
Whoa.
whoa.
Pause. Pause.
Maybe that too.
But see, like, put some wheels on the chopper. Remember, unlimited money.
I said a car, bro. Bugatti
Cento, I
Cento
never,
Diesel.
I never heard of that
Yeah,
car.
yeah,
If
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
honest
yeah.
with you, I never.
Is that the latest? That's their latest one. It's like $10 million. I think.
Pull it up, Miggy. The
Holy.
new Bugatti.
Cento is 10.
Santo
Diesel.
Diesel. Yeah, I think it's like their 10
Cento is
million.
100. 110.
Yeah, that's their new one. Yeah.
What does it look like?
That's what I said. Like one, either a 40 or that Bugatti right there all day.
I like the older one
Eric,
better.
great
I was about to
minds
say I'm
think
not a
alike,
fan of
bro.
this front end.
Not a fan. I like.
But
the,
see-
Not a fan of that.
not
That
the
rear end
very-
looks
not-
nice.
I like
That
the-
that back
the
end looks
Chiron.
nice.
So I was watching a
It's
so I was
Devo.
watching this
Devo
YouTube
way
clip.
more.
Devo is nice too.
I was watching this YouTube clip of this kid that rented a Bugatti in Emirates or like somewhere in the fucking desert where you could go Saudi Arabia, one of them. So he rented this Bugatti and he's like, first of all, you cannot like how they say it's one of the fastest cars like 0 to 60. First of all, he can't get it there until he gets to a certain temperature. Only at that temperature you can do 0 to 60 at that. And because it's like it was 4.5
Babe.
seconds in a Bugatti. Like that was the normal speed pickup 0 to 60 because it's not warmed up and things like that. But those Bugattis are known for the top speed. That's what the Bugatti is known for, like hitting those max top speeds, right?
Yeah.
So again, great looking car. When are you gonna fucking drive it?
I have a
I
quick
mean,
question.
That makes sense. That whole temperature thing makes sense because if it's a car that costs so much,
Yeah, we'll call it my Bugatti.
So we
It's baby blue.
from what I've from what I understand, we talk about cars and electric versus gas, and we realize electric has instant torque, right? Like we're not beating electric when it comes to 0 to 60.
Yeah, no, 0. Yeah.
Right? But then we start looking at quarter mile and a little longer distance, and like these fucking 2JZs and GTRs are still gapping these Teslas.
Yep.
Right? Why is it that electric cars aren't taking on gearing to help them at these higher speeds?
I'm not sure.
I don't
Doesn't it
know.
make
That's a
sense,
good
though?
question.
Wouldn't it make sense that if they just were like, oh, let's fucking put a transmission on it to help with these
I
higher
think they
velocities?
did it in because it's just driven by the motors, right? They strictly
Yeah.
just dump a lot of power into these electric motors.
Yeah.
So,
But that
one
would
thing
mean-
is probably
that would mean
mechanical
adding gearing.
failures and shit like that.
But that would
less
mean adding a
shit to
gear
fix.
per each motor, then synchronizing those gears to work, or somehow adding those because those motors are in by the tires.
Yeah,
right?
these gears would definitely need to be internal on the motor. It wouldn't. It
Either
could,
internal or somehow where they
it couldn't be
deta-
separate.
like
It
they
couldn't be
separate the
separate
whe-
because then
I
you'd
don't
have
know.
too much shit. You're right with how because these Teslas aren't just like one motor. They
Yeah.
all have usually multiple motors, one
Three,
for the back
two
or
to
one for the
three.
front, or multiple for the back and then one for the front. However it goes, I don't really know how their setup is, whatever. But I was always wondered, like, if they adapt gearing into these Teslas, wouldn't it make it so much more efficient at high end? Right? Am I wrong?
I'm not sure. How
Yeah,
they
but
would
then-
tie the gearing.
Because I think gearing is the old technology, right? Like
Yeah,
gearing, they
so-
use drive shafts and things like that. Where
I don't
in-
know how they would tie the transmission. Let's call it.
That's true. Like
the
that's like I was
motors.
saying, they would have to make it internal. They would
Yes.
have to make the gears internal on the motor
Yeah.
directly.
which would make the motor probably huge because if you look at it, automatic transmissions, how big are those motherfuckers are right
Well,
now?
tra-
You know
Transmissions in
the
general,
the,
yeah,
the
huge.
Yeah,
guy.
huge.
What is it? The one that made the Jesco. Is that Koenigsegg? Koenigsegg? Jesco?
That's another one I'd buy with
Koenigsegg.
unlimited money.
Dude,
Koenigsegg?
that
Oh,
guy,
Yeah,
the
that guy,
Regera or
nasty.
Agera?
The,
Nasty.
if
Nasty.
you look up the
One-to-one.
technology he has in his car,
1-to-1.
yes,
That's a nasty car.
yes,
That shit is nasty. It's got what is it?
One
horsepower
for every pound.
For every pound
or kilo, I think.
or kilo or some shit like that.
Because
Yeah.
it's like 1,500 horse, 1,500
Koenigsegg, yeah.
kilos.
Isn't the last one he made is electric too?
Jesco.
Koenigsegg?
Jesco. No, it's
I haven't
not
heard of that one,
electric.
the Jesco.
Jesco.
But when I saw the 1-to-1 came out, I was like, that's a really
It's
cool
got like
concept.
a
I'm
freaking
pretty sure that
3-cylinder
1-to-1
that
is
makes
that
like
same one
stupid
long
amount
gear.
of power.
You know what?
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Talking about cars that failed and smashed flat on their face, BMW i8.
Yeah, I never
Bro.
liked
I
it.
agree.
Bro, that thing
I never
came
liked
out.
it personally, especially when they're
first-
like, "Oh, it's electric." I was like, "Huh, puh."
Yeah. No, that thing
Yeah,
fell
exactly.
flat on its face. It
Yeah,
was supposed to be this
definitely.
cool
I think
thing, but
they-
it fell flat on his face.
Oh,
man.
I
like-
think what happened with that is that they took it out too early. I feel
Yeah.
like if they would have waited at maybe a couple more years, maybe 5 more
Yeah,
years to
I
then
think
take
you're right.
that car out, it would have been different.
I think you're right. It was a little too early for the full electric, like sports car game. Yeah, you're right.
See, that's
But-
Eric saying you would need a
Yeah.
full diff on each
But
of the
let-
motors,
let- you
which
know-
Yeah,
makes
I
sense.
know, I get
The
that. That's what
problem
we're
is how do
talking
you
about.
synchronize it? Because you have a limited slip differentials right now. That they put in to kind of like remove the slip,
I
but like
guess
you have
my thing
2 or
is-
3 now. You're adding.
I
It's
guess
gonna
my thing
be
is,
a headache.
Like if you really think electric has been out not long, what's gonna happen in 10, 15 years?
Yeah, but
Now
especially
these manufacturers make stupid cars.
But why is it that on the single gear they can't get that same top end power as gas? Is it just because gas is on the gearing?
Yeah, because that's what
Yeah.
you're doing. You're dropping RPM so you can speed up more.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the engine. The transmission is basically taking the load off the engine. You know, so
So we're past our 2 hour point here. You know, Kevin's got to get home. He's got to work tomorrow. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
You got to go
be
trucking
honest,
tomorrow.
This time has flied. Yeah.
What time you got to get up for tomorrow's job?
Actually, this week I've been working here in St. Petersburg, so
Qué
it's
rico.
not too crazy.
So you don't have to get up as
start
early.
at like 8, so. I'm
Oh, that's
working right
nice.
there in Fort DeSoto.
Nice. So
when you
you're
pass
getting
by
up at
there
what?
and you
Probably
see all
6,
those
7,
brand new roads, just know I did them.
You better not put
Nice.
no potholes over there, bro.
6 or 7, right? You're probably getting up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because usually when you work in Sarasota and you got to be there like 7:30, you got to get up at like what 5?
5:30.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, because you gotta go get the
Go
truck.
get the
Yeah. Go get the
Yeah,
truck and
go
then go
drive
out to
Oh,
Sarasota.
do you start getting paid as soon as you get to the truck area?
What do you mean?
As
The
in,
moment you leave
your
the yard
hours
from the truck?
starts When? When?
Whatever time your ticket says. Like you
Oh.
get sent like a ticket says be there at this time, blah blah blah. And if
So
you get there at 7. Say my ticket's for 7. I get there at 7, but I don't get loaded until 10. I'm still getting paid from 7.
So when you
Gotcha,
say ticket
gotcha.
at 7 at the location or where you pick up the truck?
At the
No, at the
location.
location.
Where I pick up the asphalt.
Got
That's the
you.
plant where I pick up the
Got you.
asphalt.
Because that's what the ticket is. You're supposed
do
to
you
be at a
go? Do
certain
you go
plant or
under
whatever.
a thing and it just kind of opens up and fills it up? Is that how it
Under a
works?
Silo, you go in under a silo and they dump the asphalt in
Yeah.
until you're sitting on top of a weight, so that's how they weigh it down.
So is that a government contract?
No.
What
Since
do
you're
you mean?
doing the roads in Fort DeSoto, like does the company
Well, I mean,
work
it is
for-
through probably
actually
Florida
the-
State or the city
Where
itself,
I'm
but
working for now, they're doing the roads in Fort DeSoto. Like I said, all those roads up going leading to Fort DeSoto. But the company that's making it, the company that's paving it is called TPC, which is Tampa Paving
Yeah, but
Company.
I'm saying so. Okay.
It's definitely federal or state
Federal.
contract.
it's a city thing. City probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
commissioned
Or
TPC
county
to
or
do it.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Oh, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Really appreciate you coming, Kevin. Thank you
Yeah.
again, brother.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Hey,
on
we're
here.
gonna stay in touch because we want to know, and people are obviously gonna want to know like what's going on with the business, when you start,
Yeah.
when you do. Like,
Of course,
it'd be
of
cool
course,
to
of
see
course.
because we brought a bunch of people that have already started their businesses and they're successful, but you are like one of the few that's like on a way to start a business. So like each step, like when you run into snags and
You
things
need
like
to
that, that'd be
start-
cool to talk
You
about.
should start doing like videos of like clips of like the unloading process or whatever you do. You never know.
Yeah.
Cause like I feel like a lot of people don't do trucking videos.
Oh, one more question I had for you. How many trucker women do you see on the road?
At the plant where I work at, the plant itself has one
Mhm.
trucker that's a woman, but I've seen a lot more women truckers in semi trucks than in
Dump
the dump
trucks.
trucks that I work
Mhm.
in.
Interesting.
And
Well, what would you say the percentage on that is?
percentage,
Maybe 1%.
1 out of 25 or 30.
Okay, so it's a lot more than that.
It's you
It's
see
two-
them,
2 to
but it's not
3%.
like it's not like crazy.
Talk
I
about
gotcha.
2-3% at
I
this
guess
point.
every
Yeah.
job has its own, things, right?
Yeah. I mean, it takes a certain type of a person to do this
Yeah.
job to begin with, and I
Yeah.
think we guys will take a lot more risk.
Especially when
we're
you're
just
shifting
designed that way.
14
Yeah,
freaking
yeah.
gears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is yours manual?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So his is
8 speed.
8-speed, 4-on-4.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much for being with us. Episode 25 is
Don't
in
worry
the
about
books,
what business it is, Jorge. Don't worry, bro.
and
You
stay
can't
tuned.
invest.
Next episode, we're bringing a friend of mine.
Truck
He's a
business.
musician, young musician. He's pretty known in this local area, and he's a pretty devout believer of Christ. So we can talk about that a little bit in his life and how he got to where he's going. Super cool guy. So yeah, stay tuned.
You guys have a
Thursday.
good night. Thank you for coming. Love